Alrighty, gamers. We are almost ready to go. There's been a couple of extra things to take care of because we have another special matchup today. As you can see on the roster, we have our second random select match ready to go. It's gonna be super interesting. But other than that, yeah, overall, just a pretty stacked card once again. Lest you didn't know, I am kyuukei, and again joined today by Lerkuss on the microphone.
Hello, hello.
For Guilty Gear. Which Guilty Gear is this? Strive? Guilty Gear Strive FT7.
It's Guilty Gear XX4. That's the game.
I'm so ready for them to announce the name of the expansion of this game.
Do you think we're gonna hear an actual name? Do you think they're just gonna call it Season 2? Do you think they're gonna actually give it a little subtitle that's different from Strive?
I wonder, because it's been a ArcSys tradition to give a really fucked up name for their games and their expansions, so who knows? I mean, Strive was... They kind of tried to be clever with it, but it was still like within certain parameters. It's still like Strive. What does Strive even mean?
Yeah, I think Strive was the first word they thought of that had the IV in them, so they could be like, haha, it's Guilty Gear 4, but you know, Strive has the Roman 4 in it. We're very clever.
But before we get to that cool random select match, we have one matchup to go through. It's gonna be Ashina Sol versus LooneyMar Axel. I believe this is gonna be a Russian mirror, and it does hold for the OG Exert scene players a little bit of value. For LooneyMar is definitely one of the players who has been extremely actively holding down the fort on the Exert side of things, sort of like the last gladiators over there.
Yeah,
but no,
I when I was watching you, well, because I was spectating the Challenger leagues you were going through, playing on Exert the last couple months, I do remember seeing LooneyMar as a name there. So it'll be curious to see how they do coming into Strive, coming into the different environment that this game has. So yeah, it's exciting stuff, and we're just jumping right into it. The players are ready. They just joined in and they were like, oh, let's just hop on.
That's perfectly fine. We're always ready to go. LooneyMar, a player with the jam in the previous games, now working on Axel, a very, very different approach in that sense.
From the AgguBaggu into the zoner? Although, I mean, all things considered, as far as zoners are concerned, I think Strive zoners are still fairly gorilla-minded.
Yeah, and strong players, no matter what the character archetype, they're gonna be able to play any character.
Yeah, and we say that, like, there's an immediate aggression from Looney just not allowing Ashina from getting any sort of leverage at the start, now managing to break through, getting in, and I was about to say putting up some really good corner pressure, but getting broken by a grab from Looney.
Yeah, this is gonna be a super classic brawler versus zoner matchup. If Sol
just swinging side to side,
yeah,
and the OTG hit.
As soon as Sol is able to get to the close range, it's can, you know, the momentum can swing super fast. And on the other hand, like Axel kind of never wants anything to do with Sol at close range.
Yeah. You know, there's some characters where Axel can afford to play a little bit more aggressive with, but I mean, look at what happens when you just give Sol a little bit of space. That was essentially 2 lost interactions, and that goes 80% of your health.
Yeah, the damage discrepancy, especially when both players are grounded, it's massive.
Just at the edge of that 6B. Another 2-8 getting a hit, and Ashina's now in full screen, going in, using the right opportunity of a burst, but the reversal super.
Oh, that's barely enough. The reversal super from Axel definitely doesn't do... Oh, right, I forgot to put this on...
Rematch.
Rematch?
Yeah, no. You don't actually see Axels using their meter for the reversal that much. Typically, you'll see either the YRC for the defensive mechanics or people utilizing it as kind of combo extenders to close out rounds, you know. If you're at the moment where you're having the ability to reversal super, you're probably already in a losing position and you don't have that much meter to spare.
Right. And in addition to that, the reversal super from Axel is ridiculously punishable on block. You get a jump between the hits and I believe counter hit as well, so should be able to get some pretty decent extra chunk of damage in there.
Yeah, ooh. Solid bandit ringer. Ringer? Yeah, no, revolver. Just trying to get the first hit to go over Looney's zoning.
Nice movement there from Ashina. The low follow-up of Rensen really doesn't anti-air you at all, so as long as you're jumping in, you're gonna get through it. Ooh, nice, barely misses the slowdown frames, actually making Ashina with that jump K, even though that hits from behind. Oh, that's a big one.
A really solid 6-8 round start is such a dangerous thing. It's deceptively fast, reaches very well, recovers ridiculously well. Very favorable button against a lot of matchups.
Ooh, a little bit of a reset here. I kind of like that. Now, next hit could potentially take this one for Ashina.
You definitely don't want to give away the corner position, especially if you are where Ashina... Oh!
What reason
my
punish?
God! Yeah, no, I was gonna say, like, Ashina there just definitely doesn't want to break the wall without super, because that's going to go into a neutral position, which favors Axel being able to zone you. But yeah, having the potential to just keep putting up corner pressure from close up, where Axel isn't comfortable, is very favorable. But Looney had a really good comeback. That burst bait was incredible.
Barely getting the too heavy in there and the knockdown. Scoring a little more.
Nice baiting with the 2K.
Was
turning on one vision. Yeah, any straight hit.
Yeah, I do like Ashina being extremely careful there. No really reason to risk it once the opponent has like a timer on their big damage condition. Kind of like against Nago. You don't really want to do anything once Nago is in blood range and has 50 meter.
Yeah, just a little bit of patience is heavily rewarded in these matchups. You just hold on for a little bit, the player's resources are going to run out on their own. You don't need to do anything. And then you're able to take your advantage.
Ooh,
nice solid 6B. And now, Ashina just gets to run offense. Burst, but... Yeah, just... Looney unable to do much. I mean, they did move backwards, creating some space. That is a form of getting advantage, but not necessarily giving any damage. Oh, solid.
Ashina was jumping in, but landed straight onto the command grab.
And I'd never realized that it lasted for that long. I typically just jump right at the start and avoid it.
It's kind of weird because it does hit to the back of the screen first, right? And then it kind of travels from there.
Now, a lot of damage, but again, this is gonna go into neutral, which can probably favor Looney. Yeah, if Ashina now isn't able to go back in, this could still be kind of a lost round.
Yeah, even though LooneyMar does have less health here, I would say as long as you get back to neutral against Sol, you have some sort of an advantage.
Yeah, any amount of health above 1 is a privilege. And once again, those 2Ks on the cross-up working out really well for Looney. And really solid burst block.
I think that's...
Close out the round.
LooneyMar has been able to get Ashina's burst almost every single game so far.
I mean, you don't get to burst very often against, zoner characters. Bursting is kind of a double-edged sword. It sends you back so far away that it's sometimes not invaluable to burst. So a very aware zoner player can just know when you're going to find a position to burst.
Ooh,
Unfortunately, whiffed 5D. Doesn't reach high enough to break the wall there, and now bar slash gets baited.
0 meter for both players. Ooh, well landed 6B.
Really solid 6B, and now you have to deal with Soul corner pressure. It's easier said than done, but Looney does find the gap. Oh, gets the 5k hit.
That was a comet from LooneyMar, dashing out, trying to get out of that corner position, missing the air throw in front of Ashina though.
Oh, the dead zone on the... that jump slide? I always forget. There's one thing I need to study more of Axel's normals. I always forget which one is which. Yeah, no, Looney just seems to be very aware of what they're doing in neutral and just playing it kind of as slow as they need to is working out very well.
Yeah, Ashina's playing the jump in RPS pretty well, like mixing it up with
another baited! And a command grab to close out the round.
I swear there's so much value that Looney is getting from those burst baits, or rather, so much value that Ashina is losing from not hitting the bursts. That sort of ends up being the deciding factor so far in these 4 first games.
Yeah, it's all about kind of how Ashina from here will be able to adapt to the way Looney is playing neutral. It's going to vary a lot, because if Ashina can shake up how they're trying to approach these situations, they could still very well make a comeback, because Soul, the moment you can bypass neutral and get in, you're in such an advantageous position that it's the primary thing that you need to be ready for. A solid first match from Ashina, just as we say that.
Yeah, finally able to catch LooneyMar without a burst and in a good position to deal damage. And now, the way is upwards. Opponent with 2 game lead. Not too much still. And where's the warming
Ashina
up?
having opted for the first time, I think, in a set to just go for a fully grounded approach, just dash blocking and baiting LooneyMar, who's been kind of conditioned into going for anti-airs, into going for those higher moves that Ashina can just go under.
Yeah, sometimes you might be forgetting that even though, like, theoretically on the ground you should... Oh my goodness! Hitting this
It's gonna hit? It does. Oh, that's quite a fair chunk of damage onto Soul. Now Rensen, side switch. LooneyMar actually attacks the wrong side still, unfortunately.
Oh, I think...
Yeah, this just whiffs.
Yeah, still had their double jump available.
You have to respect any Soul player that goes for HMC.
It's such a weird tool, can kind of catch you landing if you already used your air dash or your double jump, but... Ashina finding around to their name, and now to take another game, potentially.
It's about taking momentum. Ashina took that first game just before, now takes the first round. Unfortunately getting their entry stuffed right now, but manages to get in, even if they're not actively hitting.
Immediate reversal!
LooneyMar getting the most value I've ever seen an Axel get out of those reversal supers. And now good grab, takes the round.
I mean, sometimes you get a risk, even on a zoner. A lot of characters in Guilty Gear are very aggressive.
I feel like I say this every time we have a good Axel player here on the show, but you know, the ability for Axel to just unexpectedly just go in on you and go do an aggressive play can throw off most players and their expectations of what Axel would be doing.
Yeah.
To get a lot of value out of it.
I mean,
and as I think what we just saw from that run-up grab, who expects Axel to do that to you?
And another one, I think, yeah, 5k will recover for too long. Another hit from LooneyMar,
and the command grab closing it out.
Damn. Speaking of things that are unexpected. But right, if you've been sort of zoned by your opponent for the last 2 minutes and then they suddenly just dash in, who's gonna expect that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Your brain is going to be so dead on focused on not getting zoned that even the very obvious signs that someone's running at you can just evade you. Your brain will take precious extra frames to react. Oh, oh. Okay, does this kill? It doesn't, but it's a very rough position for Ashina. You have very limited amount of health to play with because you are going to always get chipped at the very least, trying to get in on an Axel.
Yeah, and LooneyMar still had a burst there as well, so would have had to sort of get 2 reads right still.
Yeah.
The follow-up, the Winter Cherry, catching us off guard.
The late rents and the little vortex. Now, you are unfortunately too high up to burst there.
Not too bad,
now,
though. Ashina's still
alive. Still alive, but hanging on by a thread. If LooneyMar... Actually, LooneyMar is very low on meter. I was about to say, if LooneyMar got the meter for a reversal, that could just be it for them.
Yeah, and going back to the most comfortable defensive movement that you could make from Axel. Jump back, jump slash, defend your airspace. Don't let them do any fancy stuff.
I got a run up close slash Axel round stop?
Ooh, hitting on the meaty.
Ooh, Axel Bombos?
Is Axel Bombar is the optimal finisher, I guess. But I'm guessing you wouldn't be getting it too often, right? Because you have to be pretty close.
Such a dominant run from LooneyMar, just the aggressive start into just kind of relentless pressure and even just playing really offensively. Ashina just seems to be a bit lost as to where they can find the openings to go in. And Looney just has the right answers when he's needing them.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I think I saw the startup of Wild Throw, indeed.
Oh, a bit late there. Early, yes, on that throw.
Yeah, it's just, I guess, the basic victory condition for Axel, just being able to predict enough angles where you're up. Whoa, that was the
it's
most
just a
commit I've ever seen. Even after
very
reaching
solid
the
burst,
opponent.
just throwing Looney into the corner without a lot of space to breathe, but Looney still finding the hit to send Ashina full screen. Ashina just playing it patient, finds an opportunity to get in, and now gets grabbed into the corner. Now LooneyMar, close slash getting the counter hit.
Ooh, good read there, dashing under the 5P, but again, LooneyMar had that burst still ready to go. Whenever Looney has, you know, any amount of resources, they're gonna spend it very fast in very, you know, zoner-ish, pixie character-ish is fashion. I mean, you're used to playing the commanding position, you're used to controlling the neutral as soon as the opponent gets
solid
in.
6P on the catching the jump heavy startup.
This could be an opportunity because LooneyMar doesn't have meter, doesn't have burst now. Ashina does though. Oh man.
With that said,
baits it as well and punishes with one vision.
They could have gone for the wall break there. I don't know Axel combos.
Yeah, gosh.
Oh, but that was it already. That was set point. I didn't even realize the set just kind of went on without me noticing.
Yeah, it's kind of... I think Sol versus Axel tends to be like that. Often when one or the other has the other player's number, it can be over pretty fast. Sol, if you can get in and get the offensive reads, you only need a couple of hits. And then on the other hand, if you sort of manage to put the Sol player in certain mindset and control their approaches, well, they're never gonna get in. Very good stuff from LooneyMar for their first set here on Bounty Hunters.
Yeah, that was just a very solid display of playing Axel and making sure your opponent's on their toes. Just continuously changing up what you're doing, be maintaining yourself unpredictable, ungovernable, and just showing aggression where you need to be.
All right, but now it's time for the fun stuff. The second random select match in Bounty Hunter's history. So how we're gonna do this, because Strive doesn't have a random select option for these lobbies, at least yet, so
hopefully they announced it on...
Yeah, it would be a nice feature. They've always had random select in previous games. I'm kind of puzzled as to why they didn't really, include it this time around. All right, so we are going to be rolling the characters for our players on stream.
And to be noted, their mains are omitted from the randomizer. So, there's no chance for Carrot to get Lilia and Aggu to get Baiken.
Right. It was actually interesting because initially Carrot did offer Aggu a little bit of a handicap, was offering to remove their main character, Milia, from the pool, but Aggu was like, nah, I'm not gonna take that. I am confident we will play on equal footing. So we ended up removing both characters' mains and not just Carrot's.
Yeah, I mean, in a sense of pride, you don't wanna take that deal, because it is. I understand it. You'd always prefer to just say, no, I can take you on fair grounds.
Right, and I think Aggu really has the credentials to, pull this off as well, because Aggu is one of those players who sort of surfed through a lot of different characters before they landed up on Baiken. And even though, I guess, in terms of, raw power level, you might argue that maybe CarrotOfWisdom maybe slightly ahead in a matchup like this, where you are going to get a random character every single round. It's the power level on your main does not really matter that much. What matters is which of the players has, more stable characters in their roster. And I mean, there's a little bit of RNG going in there as well, but it's controlled RNG. Basically, the player who has more, playable characters in their pool is generally gonna have, more opportunities to have.
And also, generally, kind of being familiar with every character is the sign of. It's the sign of overall knowledge of the game. You can be aware of what a lot of characters are trying to do and then attempt to recreate it in one of these situations. So we're gonna see if we actually witness something like that here, where one of these characters shows more overall knowledge of game plans from other characters that aren't their mains,
And just like last time, we had our players construct little tier lists for how confident they are in their character roster. So we have those on screen at the moment, and it's probably not a big surprise. Both players, because they signed up for the random matchup, have quite a few characters in the mastered and the confident with categories. Aggu definitely having a lot of characters in there in the mid tier, where they have basically sort of like a tier where you're not necessarily confident in taking matches from players of your own skill level when they're playing on their main, but still, being able to take on huge part of the player pool still overall.
I do wonder if Aggu feels some sort of extra pressure, considering they have the reputation for being the player that has gone through all of these characters, and tried them a lot. So I do wonder if they feel some sort of extra some extra heat under their ears based on it.
So let's start by rolling the first characters of the match. Let's do in the order they're standing on the cabinets. So first random going to Carrot, and the next random going to Aggu. The character or Carrot would be Sol for the first match. And for Aggu, it's gonna be Jack. Oh, ooh, that's sort of like unfortunate. I think Jacko was the only character in Aggu's list that he was listing as not a whole lot of experience. Yeah, that would be the only 0 experience character for Aggu.
No. That is a very unfortunate start, but hopefully they can just throw out some minions and put them out there, because Carrot also listed Sol as a not being confident with, so out of all the kind of matchups you could have gotten, I don't think it's the worst possible thing, right?
Right. Let me see. I might have to have the choices communicated. We are ready to go.
And oh no. Carrot still has a few levels on Sol, comparatively comparing to Aggu's level 3 Jacko, so I think the 0 experience was not an understatement.
But I mean, the RNG on the characters is gonna play a little bit of a part here, so it's gonna be like this once in a while.
I mean, it's the OS. I just got unlucky with the characters.
So out of these characters, definitely easier to deal some relevant damage, even if you're not super confident with the character in Sol. Yeah.
Close slash dash cancel into close slash combos.
Jacko being the more technical of the two, definitely like a lot of small hits are not gonna do much, and Jacko usually rules with zoning, with setting up proper situations. Might be kind of hard to clutch this one out, but and on the other hand, Sol, you can definitely play Sol with just Strive basics. Is in the core very Strike Pro.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he's a Strike Pro character. He plays like the almost a prototypical Shoto character if you're thinking in Street Fighter terms. So definitely, if you have general fundamentals in fighting game, you can play Sol, at least to a very basic level. And solid 6B to finish the round.
And first
point goes to Carrot Sol.
All right, hopping straight into the let's see. I think I forgot to take it off rematch. So let me do that while we are at it. Sorry about all the shuffling. Still a little unfamiliar
just
with
need
running
a little bit of practice.
Yeah.
Every week, this is just motivation. Everyone who's watching right now, make sure to sign up for bounty hunters wanting the random matchups, because that will force us to streamline the way we do this. The more we have to host these, the better they'll be. So everyone, make sure to join the Discord, sign up.
So the character for Carrot would be Potemkin next, and for Aggu...
So if we go back to see, Carrot has Potemkin as Master the Basic. This is a character they Master the Basics on. Whereas Aggu is listed themselves as confident with Leo. So, hopefully this will be a favor towards Aggu so they can get a shot at a point after having, been obviously disadvantaged in the last match. Potemkin's just a generally scary guy. Can just grab you, deal a lot of damage. I wonder how much that those basics for Carrot's side will work on, outside of just kind of knowing the buttons that the character has. How much can they do something like even just a Kara Buster goes a long way to goes a long way into improving the way you handle Potemkin in an actual match, right?
Right. But I do wonder, Kara inputs for Potemkin are like kind of advanced. I wonder if Carrot would have those in the bag, so to speak.
So that's what I'm trying to say. This is kind of our way as casters to gauge. Everyone has a different interpretation of what they consider the basics, what they consider comfort with a character, right? So that's also another thing that I want to be seeing here is just how much does it mean for these players to have knowledge of the characters.
Right, that's also interesting. And I guess, like, being very... That's actually gonna be...
It just ends around like that, just anticlimactically, as Aggu wants to go in for the pressure on backturn stance. Just a Potemkin Buster on Wake Up. That's what I mean. That's what mastering the basics means when you're playing Potemkin. Wake Up Pot Buster.
I mean, you gotta test the waters if they're not...
And Aggu in a very dicey position now. Taking a Potemkin Buster, even with a character that's reasonably solid like Leo is, still hurts.
Away from the Buster around start.
See, this is what I mean, That's what the basics are for Carrot.
Is this basics? The defensive, the back Mega Fist?
Oh, and can you hit? No Heat Knuckle to finish off. You have Carrot Busters, but you don't have a Heat Knuckle?
It was actually a nice snipe there at the end from Aggu. That can be very frustrating to deal with, just backwards Mega Fist into backwards Mega Fist, and you're trying to sort of find the timing to get the whip punish.
But Aggu does seem to be familiar with some, a little bit of BNBs as the super, knows how to apply some backturn pressure. That's a lot of damage, considering Potemkin is the second highest health character in the game. That's a lot.
Well, 2S working as an anti-air. The 50 meter to bail them out, but the Buster!
The reversal Buster, and now Carrot with 100 meter. What are they going to do with it?
I mean, throw RCs are definitely something like...
Oh? Throw RCs are a bit global, but I guess knowing how to apply them on different matchups. Oh, solid low from Carrot, just trying to get those little hits, trying to clutch out the win, and now...
Oh, no meter to RC!
Have one block DP was all it took.
That was really close, though. Alright, Carrot taking the second one with Potemkin. Jumping into the next character random. So for Carrot is gonna be... Giovanna.
Giovanna? Another character they've listed as having mastered the basics of. And Who's Aggu getting?
And Aggu's getting Ram Lethal. Ooh, I think that's a pretty decent.
That's a pretty decent one, yeah. Aggu listed themselves as confident with Ram Lethal, and these are two characters, you know, that have a reputation for being on the simpler side. Trying to find wording that wouldn't be demeaning, but definitely two characters considered to be simpler. So I do wonder how much these levels of differing confidence are gonna be for either player.
Yeah, we did see initially Aggu entering Bounty Hunters with Ramlethal, if I recall correctly. So it is definitely a character that Aggu has decent amount of experience in, but it's sort of like a main of the yesteryears in a way.
Again, you know, playing fighting games is like riding a bike. Solid contest with the grab there.
Oh, the
burst. See, those are the kind of things that just show your quality as a general player. It doesn't matter which character you're playing as, you can find ways to bait bursts. Oh, 2D. Everyone knows that's a good button.
Oh, nice conversion as well.
Yeah.
And with Geo, Geo is kind of like Soul in same spirit. A very
solid 6B.
Very standard pressure strike throw character, so don't need a whole lot of fancy stuff to do exactly this, like close slash into frame trap into maybe a thick throw.
And just like that, Aggus is just on the verge of losing the match. Gold burst from Carrot, now with all the meter in the world, but now Aggu has the ability to go into the corner. Solid DP, avoiding the sword explosion. Now a far slash actually beating the 2D, but Carrot just going in and managing to jump over the far slash and get another match point.
Wow, super strong start for Carrot. Hopping into the next one. For Carrot, the next random is gonna be... Ooh, yes. I like that one. Testament.
Ooh. Okay. A character they're not confident with, just like Soul was listed as being. Versus Aggu on...
Oh my goodness. Testament mirror?
You're actually getting... Someone in the chat was asking for a Testament mirror, and now it's being delivered by the Wheel of Fate.
Ask and ye shall receive. They have Testaments in rather similar positions. I guess Aggu a little more confident with that one. And even if this is a side character for like either characters, it's probably in the most freshest memory, because a lot of us have, you know, tend to try the new DLC characters, get a little bit of, you know, basic understanding with the characters, and maybe retain the basics for a decent amount of time before, you know, it all fades away. Ooh, Aggu very familiar with the teleports right off the bat. Oh, that's gonna lead into some pretty decent damage.
Well, actually having the BNPs all ready to be contesting space.
Yeah, for Testament,
solid grab from Carrot.
The combos really are not that difficult. It's the rest of the package, rest of the, you know, your game plan that is the hard part, and sort of setting up your game so that you can get the big conversion, because without your special conditions, Testament is not really gonna do much.
Definitely, and now Carrot getting a little combo out, putting the pressure on Aggu. Now just in the corner, spacing themselves out, using that 6H. In this Testament 6P is very known for being very good, but that's certainly one way of using it.
I think the Testament 6P is pretty decent, has far range, and especially in this matchup, it takes care of a lot of Testament's own pokes, like for example 6 heavy.
Really good grab on the land there.
Ooh, scary miss there. 6 heavy while it reaches super far. Missing that button makes you go into like half a second of recovery at least.
Yeah, it's very dangerous. It's a lot safer on block, but even then you just really don't want to be whiffing it.
Oh,
solid 5p contest.
Immediate burst from Carrot. Yes, you might expect.
Realization.
Not
Solid grab
necessarily.
from Aggu.
Oh, the reversal super is good, dealing a decent chunk of damage. The chomp heavy Aggu finds their way in again. Had a whole lot of purchase fun with that teleport. They did throw
Now
one more.
Aggu in a precarious position. Gets 6 speed out of the air.
Of course, the old faithful. If
It's
there's
such a good button.
If there's a universal mechanic you definitely want to master in Guilty Gear games, it's 6p. If you don't know anything about the character you're playing, just, you know, anti-air them, get like a quick 1-2 with 6p into a special move. That honestly gets you pretty far.
I'm trying to think. What's a character that has just an unusable 6p? Is there anyone in Strive at least that has
I don't think so. They really made sure that everybody has, you know, at least some utility to their 6p. Of course, you could argue that maybe there are characters who don't get much for their 6ps, like Mei, for instance. But
Oh,
it's gonna be Happy Chaos for Carrot for next round.
oh, that was right in the middle. Almost went into Anji. I wonder, Carrot has been dominant so far, and Happy Chaos is the very volatile pick. I do wonder, where is... Carrot has listed themselves as not being confident with Chaos, so I do wonder, you know, how much the broken character is going to be able to carry them.
Yeah, it's
And
kinda...
Mei is a lot more forgiving than Happy Chaos in terms of inputs, so
Yeah, I would
this
say...
could be favored towards Carrot.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. Is Mei usually recommended character for people who are starting with the game. Mei, very kind of linear, straightforward, a lot of power in your buttons. You just get to do a lot with her. Whereas Happy Chaos is one of those characters you spend decent amount of time in training mode before you get much done, right?
Definitely. But again, these are two characters that these are two characters for each of the players that they are not confident in. So I do wonder how much of this is going to be just I kind of know what the buttons of this character does. I'm just gonna press them.
Yeah, at least
so
Aggu has
far-
a pretty decent idea what to press. Fishing with the 5 heavies, the slashes, the dolphins. What else are you gonna do?
Swing the anchor, it'll hit.
Oh, nice catching the backdash. Far-reaching 5k for Mei.
Oh, the 2S, such a solid button from Mei. 6H full charge, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, honestly, you get a lot of damage by just hitting one button into Dolphin. And even if you don't get a knockdown
Carrot
with it...
found a steady aim button. Can they do anything with it?
Oh, just 2S. Abare coming through. Whoa, blocking the Dolphin. Right, because Happy Chaos' clone kinda cock blocks
Kinda
part of the
just,
screen.
It just kind of does it all, honestly. The clone is such a good tool for negating offense. It reminds me a lot of Plus R Dizzy Fish and the way that it interacts with moves, always taking priority on most things that hit it.
Alright, but Aggu finally on the board.
That's all you needed. All that was needed was just a little anchor swinging action. You can never go wrong with just pressing Mei 5H or 2S. And obviously until your opponent is someone more familiar with things.
Alright, gonna be Zato for Carrot and for Aggu. The wheel says... Oh, Leo again.
Okay, so we've seen Aggu on Leo show a little bit of confidence, a little bit of the ability to press buttons, whereas Carrot just listed themselves as not being confident with Zato, so that might be another one that's favored towards Aggu. Especially considering that, you know, Zato is one of the more frail characters in the game.
Yeah, and another very technical one, so...
Yeah, not to mention the general difficulty of usage. Okay, let's see. Oh, solid round start 60. Oh, you have the frog. You have the frog, you have a lot of Zato. But now, gold burst. Sword Super immediately getting the Eddie back.
Ooh, the makings of a combo.
Yeah, that's how you see a lot of Zato combos already start, so that's definitely really solid start to something on Carrot's part, but now being put against the corner against Aggu's Leo.
Just opting to take a very simple strike throw, even if playing without your shadow is generally not very advisable. You'll take all the whoa, wait, hello?
That's just... Carrot was just stalling, waiting for Eddie to come back, I think. Just saying, okay, I realize that I'm not gonna be able to do anything without Eddie here. Whoa. Getting clipped in the air by the projectile super.
Ooh, nice check there with kyuukei. Doesn't let Aggu use the Berserker Slash. But you know, there's a very massive difference between, you know, even if you have kind of the basic rhythm of Zato down, there's a huge difference between optimal, like, sandwich block strings between block strings that kind of have, you know, gaps.
Did that cross that Berserker Slash manage to cross at the corner? I'm not even sure. But yeah, no, Zato is like, you can learn how to input, you know, BNB's basic combos to Zato, but being able to apply the knowledge of controlling, you know, both Zato and Eddie in an actual match and playing neutral is a completely different beast altogether. But now Aggu, favored by luck a little bit. You know, part of the skill in this random matchup is being skilled at being lucky. Taking a second point and starting to catch up.
So the character for Carrot is gonna be Mei for next one, and Aggu.
Oh, that is scary because Carrot says they are strong with Mei.
Oh, it's mirror. It's so close. Not quite. Axel landing on the
Axel. This might be favored towards Carrot. Carrot has you know, shown a lot of confidence in their Mei, and now Aggu just saying I know the basics on Axel. So curious to see how that translates into this kind of matchup. How well will they know kind of to navigate neutral in this?
I swear I'm mixing myself up in multiple different ways, having like players sit on these sides of the cabinets and then having the tier lists on the complete opposite sides. Alright, but anyway, now Carrot's time to rock on the anchor girl. Oh my goodness, yeah, we can already see this is gonna be rough.
Oh no, Aggu.
I mean, just don't let her close, right?
Not a perfect, not free.
I mean, speaking of basic characters, Mei is easy to control, but I feel like so is Axel. Axel is, you know, about just pressing the right button at the right time, so you don't need...
If you have a knowledge of what the buttons do, you can go a long way with that. You know, just...
Ooh, that was actually pretty great! Notice that Aggu
jump Orca Super.
Notice that Aggu went for the low follow-up of Renzen and punishing it with Super. Yeah, the 5 heavy fishing. Aggu finding a full stick of butter, but what are we gonna use it on? Do we have the knowledge of how to spend it? Because Carrot sure as hell does! Oh, that hurts so much.
That's just playing against me. That's safe. Yeah. But Carrot unable to punish, but just gets the grab, and that's enough. That was very fast. That match just kind of flew us by.
As you would expect, sometimes you know, these Axel versus brawler matchups go.
It's as I just said, you know, being lucky in the draw is part of the skill. Just make sure that your wheel spin is better than your opponent's.
Alright, for the next one, oh, Carrot's gonna have to rock Happy Chaos again.
The first Happy Chaos matchup was just beta, and now they will surely have learned.
And Aggu, for Aggu, it's gonna be Testament.
Okay. That's interesting. So these are both returning characters for both of them, so you know, on the series, so curious to see how they might adapt some knowledge from basically 2 rounds of playing them just now.
Yeah, from the Testament mirror, we didn't see Aggu utilizing the stain mechanic too much, so not gonna have the, you know, the best possible rewards on board, which is gonna be a saving grace for Carrot.
Stain, Carrot is actually using the curse.
Curse being very integral part of your neutral game plan. Even if you haven't played the
tries
character
to just
much.
run past and ignore the fact that they got the curse applied to them to just go in. Getting grabbed, getting sent back. Now out of concentration, Carrot is just going in. Just playing aggressive chaos.
Oh, there's a stain hit. Goes for a Gatling though, unfortunately. Usually you want to lead up with only 1 hit if the opponent is stained. First round going in Aggu's favor. It's again the difficult character that Happy Chaos is. Actually the crosshair tracking during that teleport. Nice counterfold. Getting stain off himself. Switching out of the corner, the backwards hitting. Both these characters have very similar jump gaze, do they not?
And now Carrot is actually going for some basic strike throw gameplay and trying to use the bullets just to cover their angles, but thankfully Aggu managed to find gaps in the pressure, since Carrot doesn't know how to do the big steady aim loops that do not have very noticeable gaps on Happy Chaos' side. So
yeah, it's kind of understandable. That is
Happy
Chaos character that
completely understandable, because you know, as much as Happy Chaos is probably the strongest character in the roster right now, he is very difficult to use. Who's next?
So it's
Carrot on
time.
Testament again.
Mm-hmm. And for Aggu. Oh, he's gonna be flipped so close. No, it's gonna be Anji.
Anji from Aggu. So where? That is interesting. Because where does Anji stand for them? They know the basics of Anji. Right.
Yeah,
this
Anji,
is just entertaining to watch.
yeah, Anji, another very basic character. You know, nothing super special. Very hard-hitting combos. I guess the most odd mechanic being the dance, the ability to sort of dance through normals, but it's kind of intuitive to use as well.
Oh, solid 6B.
Ooh, going for the hard burst bait, looks like.
Okay, we're seeing some Anji pressure. Aggu had the plus frames, but unfortunately Carrot just jumping out of the way and hitting with a jumping heavy.
Oh, here we go, combos. You definitely want to have those on board on Anji.
Especially on, yeah, I was about to say, especially on Anji, who has the very favorable routes. If you get the hits in, you can do a lot of damage.
Ah, but Calamity 1 being such a slow super doesn't link from light normals. Will still be anybody's rain. Has to RC. Wow, beautiful!
Yeah, solid air grab, still catching the recovery on Carrot's side.
Yo! Carrot was ready for that though. Even if you're not playing a character you're, you know, familiar with, the defense is still gonna be the same regardless of who you're playing.
Yeah, exactly. When the response is a universal mechanic, you can just be on point. As long as your mental stack isn't overwhelmed from the fact that you're playing a character you're not used to, you have the ability to do a lot. And now just Carrot just playing it very spaced out, just making sure to abuse the range on.
Wow!
Oh, what a grab!
Just before the active frame.
And double jumping over the air grab. It's really good stuff from Carrot. That was very well played neutral. And now onto set point for Carrot. Just one more good randomizer match. And Carrot will take the set.
I still can't believe he managed to throw. It looked like Hujin was going active, but no. Oh, another testament for Carrot.
Okay, so Carrot's getting the good practice in. Are you sure you didn't rig this to see your main played?
They don't know.
I'm saying that. I'm the one who prepared the wheel. And Leo as well. Once again, 4.
Yeah.
So these are all characters that have been played 3 times by both players on this set. So
yeah, despite.
So I do wonder. Carrot obviously not that used to playing neutral on Testament, as we could see from the way they were playing, and Aggu has more experience on Leo, so I think this might be a favor towards Aggu. But if Carrot is able to deal with the overwhelming Leo aggression, maybe they have legs to stand on and take the set right here.
Yeah, the damage discrepancy is gonna be massive though. It's gonna be Leo who will be
Throw
delivering
RC,
pain.
But another throw from Aggu.
Finds the legs.
Oh, combo right away. Not going for the back turn super, perhaps.
I think it goes. You do the super with the S, so might have been a miss input there. Now Aggu with so much
Aggu
meter.
has a lot. Yeah, has so much meter. Ooh, that's just a kill. Yeah, you were saying damage discrepancy. You weren't kidding. Leo hits hard.
And I think like on optimal level, Testament probably doesn't want to even go in that much. So even if you have the opportunity to deal damage, you probably choose to
getting
not.
a counter hit on the 5P recovery.
Getting out of the corner, but not out of the pressure. Offensive burst, trying to keep Carrot in the corner.
Oh,
He's
managing
able to do
to
so.
get out of the corner and then getting a low on the parry stance.
Still doable. CarrotOfWisdom does have just to spend the meter. Was for a very decent amount of damage there on the combo. And one
That
hit.
was, for what seemed to be an improvised combo, that was very competent. Now, going into a 3rd round here. Solid IED jump heavy, going over the Sonic Boom.
If there's one normal that is ridiculously crazy for Testament, it is jump heavy, so jumping in with this character feels kind of good. Well, the 2 heavy ends up being the anti-air.
Ooh. The good question mark DP punish?
I actually like it. CarrotOfWisdom is going for very universal combos, just, you know, on the high air hit, juggling with jump close to ashes. A lot of characters can actually do that. And you don't necessarily need to know the optimal routes to still get...
Especially when you're used to playing Milia. Milia has a very
Right.
similar close slash to Testament when you think about it. It kind of launches people directly above you, so Carrot probably relying on that Milia muscle memory to do a little bit of the heavy lifting. But Aggu still clutching that one out.
It's gonna be another technical character. Carrot with Zato for next one.
Oh, that we've seen already, and unfortunately didn't go too well for Carrot. So maybe the wheel is trying to be kind towards Aggu. Let's see what they get.
Oh.
Never mind. I was about to say. Oh, this is going to be a battle of the technical characters. I think the wheel wants Aggu to have to earn their set win, but also doesn't want to just give it for free to I'm sorry. Carrot's going to need to earn their win for the set, but Aggu is not getting it easy either. So Aggu says they have the basics mastered on Happy Chaos, and they've just said, my Happy Chaos goes crazy. So I'm excited to see what we're about to see, what we're about to witness.
Honestly, this is gonna be super important. If Aggu actually manages to clear this matchup, you only need 2 good randoms to take it back. At the start, CarrotOfWisdom had a pretty massive, pretty decently sizable lead with this character random select match, but now looks like there's a little bit light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay, we're seeing some stance canceling. We're seeing some stuff. Unfortunately, running out of concentration, and Carrot just being able to run a little bit of pressure, doing a fair amount of damage.
Oh, the 2 Ps. Who needs combos when you got this button? And honestly, yeah, look at that. I actually like that choice because Carrot didn't need a whole lot of damage to finish that round. Like 2P, 2P, 5P was enough in the end.
Exactly. If you can make it work, make it work. That's all good.
Barely missing the jump in attack. Get the snipe. And even like a shot into a shot is gonna deal quite a bit of damage for Happy Chaos. Now running out of concentration though.
Solid success. Waiting for the concentration to come back. And Carrot has actually been playing neutral a bit safe, trying to almost counter zone with Zato, just sending Eddie forward and those, wider reaching normals. And, and Eddie specials as well.
This is actually super scary because any normal is basically a thick throw setup for Happy Chaos because you will have the unique option of taking your gun out.
So now solid sword super wall break. Actually getting positive bonus and the Eddie gauge back.
Oh, the burst is made!
Burst on the opposed?
That's enough! Oh my goodness! He had barely any health.
Carrot?
Wow!
That was a really surprisingly well-controlled Zato for the level of confidence that they said they had on the character. Yeah, that was the set.
It looked like that was completely Aggu's match as well, but a little bit of basics go super far on Zato. Got the wall break, broke the wall with super, got a super, confident, super comfy Oki, and just ran with it. Damn.
Yeah, that was a really fun set. Thank you for signing up with randoms. Those are always entertaining to watch because it's also kind of difficult to follow sometimes,
Yeah, Yeah, I wanna apologize for the lack of words in a couple of spots. It actually kind of tricky to run the random select thing. Is you have a lot of stuff to take care of, all the scenes
Definitely.
with your wheel and stuff like that.
And what I want to say with regards to that as well is, if you want us to get better at casting these random select tournaments, just keep signing up for them. Give us the content, and we'll cast it, and we'll get better at it. Next up, we have Radune versus Scatter.
It's been a couple of weeks since we've seen Radune. Of course, Scatter put on extremely dominant looking performance. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago against Vahvalok? And now returning back for more.
I think it was last week, very early on in the event. Yeah.
Scatter really caught me off guard with how well they were playing Geo. It kind of looked like...
Yeah, they played really strong footsies, just, controlling neutral really well, moving around the space as much as they needed with Geo's really fast dashes and solid normals, and just, taking their time winning by just winning individual exchanges. And that's kind of all you need a lot of the time.
It's going to be a very interesting deal playing against Radune, though. You would probably expect Leo players to be wild, but Radune is extremely so, and Radune likes to play RPS on very specific ways, very, very unique ways. And if you can't adjust to Radune's pace, it can be pretty
definitely overwhelming, yeah.
Right. Now let me shoot a message to Scatter, make sure they're on board. All right, I forgot to. I'm actually dumb. I forgot to message Scatter the ID for the room. All right, they have the code. Ready to jump on the cabinet. Alright, 2 characters who love to brawl it out. 2 characters without normal dash as well. Although arguably, Giovanna getting a little bit of more mileage out of her dash. Can cancel into her normals off her dash very fast. Leo sort of... I guess Leo can kinda do that as well to a certain extent, but not really the same way that Giovanna does. Leo has sort of the range already built up into his buttons as it is.
Yeah. And Leo has a lot of other defensive mechanics to compensate for that lack of ability. So I do wonder how this matchup plays out, because I don't think I've seen it play that much.
Yeah, you don't, especially on Bounty Hunters, you don't see Geo all that often, although we've seen some...
round start DP! Radune just going for it, showing what they're known for.
Welcome to Radune, Leo!
Again, using the /5H, just poking out at long range, challenging Giovanna. Command grab?
That was active for so long! Another one!
He got with the command grab, and we are seeing it. And that's the first round.
It's kind of what I was talking about. Sometimes you just, you don't see Leo players using that command grab at all, and Radune comes out swinging, does it twice in a row on the first match of the set.
Well, gets grabbed on a mistimed meaty Berserker Slash. That doesn't stop Radune from just getting back up and going crazy. Look at that, that's gonna do so much damage.
And the jump D from Leo as a throw bait there. I didn't actually know that combos into again.
I think it might just be. I think it's a corner interaction specifically that would do. But Scatter actually challenging the startup of the what's it called? Sonic Boom by just running up. But Radune just proving to be too fast, too wild to control on this first match, and Scatter's just gonna need to play accordingly.
Right. Also, I forgot to put the room back on its right mode. So put it back on a rematch. There we go. All right, back into it. Radune with 1 point. Scatter still getting warmed up.
Yeah, we were talking about how Scatter played neutral really solid last time, and I think they're just gonna need to do it at a much faster pace this time.
Yeah, could be you know, the Radune factor. It's gonna take a couple of games for you to sort of understand what Radune is about and adjust your, you know, your RP, your footsie choices
2D
accordingly. The overhead blocked and punished, but chooses to back off straight into the parry stance. Oh, good challenges. Scatter is very active on defense, but finally...
Oh, another command grab. We've seen more command grabs on these two matches so far from Radune than some Leos go for at entire sets over, like, here at Bounty Hunters.
Yeah,
it goes to show that the Radune effect. And now Scatter just getting the space to play around a little bit, backing off, just playing reactive to what Radune is trying to do. The 2D clashes with the DP, but Scatter still has the advantage, baits the burst, but Radune has no reason to burst at that point. You just go into the next round.
Yeah, looking like we're starting to, you know, catch the rhythm a little bit here. Immediately Radune says no pressure. Oh.
2D getting the counter hit. Another DP.
Oh yeah, the spiral arrow does go through projectiles, so... And the 2Ds are working out, and barely manages to get the wall break.
The super could have killed there. Scatter definitely had the meter for it. But thankfully, that's not where the round ends. It wasn't some crazy Radune reverse sweep. Because that would have been so tragic if not going for the wall break super there had resulted in losing the round.
The 2S from
now
Leo, not reaching far enough to sort of call out that run shot 6B from Geo. Oh, there we go. The footsies though. That step dash. Radune to fire a burst. And now Geo with the corner pressure. Oh, I like that.
Oh, the goal burst?
Scatter is actually choosing to play a more defensive position from far away instead of risking and going into Leo's DP range.
Don't you say that? You talk about defensive position, but Scatter had a massive health lead and still did a very aggressive gold burst. But, you know, thankfully they just closed out the round with it. But now with some fewer resources, I do wonder if Radune is able to capitalize on that. I say that as they get thrown into the corner, but the DP will suffice to just
nice, finding a throw bait.
And another throw bait. Just as you said before, it's the same deal using jump dust as a throw bait and then punishing with a combo off of it.
You don't really see Leo players use that button all that often unless you pair it with like 50 meter. Ooh, doubles it up.
Headbutt. Goes for the overhead, but Scatter is ready for it. Gets hit by the DP.
Yeah, that works as an anti-air as well. Again,
another throw bait with the jump dust.
How many times in a row? Radune just has the perfect tool for the occasion.
Now close slash as the DP punish.
Yeah, look at this. Staying at very far range, using the, you know, the disjoint advantage of that 2D.
A DP to finish the match off.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Very Radune way of finishing it. I do wonder if Scatter could have done more if they had the burst going into the second round. Because they could have still definitely won the round after without having used the gold burst. But
right.
Hindsight is 2020. But even if Radune is kind of known for this very aggressive playstyle, you can tell that their aggressivity isn't always being the same. The options used are varying because even if you play a very Unga game, you still need to have brain behind it. You can't just be mindlessly aggressive or people are gonna read what you're trying to do.
Yeah, speaking of reads, so far Scatter just insisting on staying at a spacing where the flash kick just doesn't do anything. Again, once again, look at this. This spacing, 2D at this spacing will make the flash kick either completely whiff or clash. So one of Leo's victory conditions, so to speak, is sort of sealed out right now. The reversal DP, once you manage to land it, you get into back turn and you get into a really good position to run your offense. Wow!
Solid air grab. Once again, the jump dust countering a grab attempt.
2D being very safe. Now, I think the ball is on Radune's court in a little bit in terms of what are we gonna do with the 2D? What are the options that Leo can use to counter that?
I do wonder how you would deal with that. I mean, I guess you could always play the spacing game with a boom, but that doesn't really get you any further close to taking rounds.
Yeah, unless you spend the meter, Sonic Boom is not really gonna lead into much. It's gonna get you a small hit and that's it. But speaking of not small hits,
now the YRC takes Radune out of the back turn stance. Now the parry.
Finds the overhead
back
finally.
in the RPS.
And
Does that just kill?
I think that should be, yeah.
Yeah, oof. Yeah, without the meter, Giovanna is relatively frail, so will take a lot of damage.
There are some considerations for Radune not having to do much about the 2D. As long as you manage to get in consistently enough, you can sort of just disregard the neutral game and kind of run with decent rewards from that point on. Ooh, the backdash making the DP whiff.
Solid headbutt. Crossing up, going for the low, going for the command grab. I can't even follow what's going on. Radune is just using all of the options super fast.
Reversal will be good, but now Radune has. Yeah, I was. Wait, that completely makes the first
way. No way.
That's so smart. That's so good against Leo, especially the Leos who wanna like wake up with stuff. It takes care of both the super and the DP.
That 2D is a war crime of a button. I'm upset on Radune's behalf that was just the interaction that happened there. According to all known laws of aviation, that 2D should have been punished by the super.
Yeah, I guess at this point you just have to accept that the 2D is coming on wake up and, you know, taking it on block. It's like after you block a 2D, what is Gio gonna do? Yeah, like, right, it's not plus or anything. In fact, you will have a frame advantage.
Yeah,
right.
It's -3, but the well spaced out 2D is really hard to punish. Good jump over the slash Sonic Boom. And very good, like tidy anti-air just to get the round win.
Yeah, I like both players' reactions there. Radune saw the spiral arrow coming, tried to save themselves, jump over it, but didn't get the jumping button out fast enough. I guess it's Leo's slow aerial movement plays part in there. Nice, straight into the parry stance. Radune able to get the heavy Sonic Boom out, but not a whole lot of value out of it.
You're saying before the set started, you know, Radune, Leo has kind of the atypical movement, doesn't have the same kind of movement abilities as other characters do, but Radune really challenges that perception. Oh, unfortunate drop on the super, now being punishable.
There we go.
Yeah, Radune plays this game so fast, it's so hard to keep up, and you can tell it throws off a lot of their opponents.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you just have to play in Radune's pace to be able to answer what they're doing.
Oh, really solid 6B round start.
Speaking of
overhead
pace,
cross up. Going for the wreck instead of the cross up, but actually Scatter manages to realize and block it. Another DP.
Having a little time with that DP punish there for Scatter.
Oh, really solid air grab, but RCs before the damage goes out and doesn't actually end up doing much from it. Then we have a battle of the 2Ds.
Oh, I think, yeah, Radune already committed to a button here.
Oh, that 2D catching.
There we go. This time
There you go. Vindication on the super.
It's the timing is everything here, because there is a decent amount of recovery on 2D when it's swift. So in that situation, the Leo's reversal super was kind of like a whiff punish in a sense.
Yeah, it was just bordering on the range, I think, of the first hit for it to actually hit. So Scatter was just in an unfortunate spacing.
Getting the DP
Radune
punish.
had the realization. Now really solid start for Scatter, taking off 50% of Radune's life here. Tries to approach with the low kick, but the parry stand still carries Radune on reaction.
I guess Leo can't go into the parry stance like too liberally, because the far-reaching 2D is a low for Geo.
It's one of the most terrifying lows in the game, if not the scariest one of all.
It kind of forces Leo into this RPS where they have to let go of the parry stance and try to, counter poke the 2D before it, comes out. Plus frames out of the flip kick. There we go. And then it's the hit confirmed. This should lead into kill unless...
Oh no! The unfortunate drop. The combo was happening too close to the wall. And so I think it was just a case of, in the specific situation, Leo being a bit heavier, maybe dropped faster to the ground than expected by Scatter. But still, Scatter still managed to get the round, so it ended up not being the deciding factor.
Dude finding a big hit, and Scatter doesn't have any burst spent here. Back turn stands. High-low after a high-low.
You just gotta be paying attention. It is reactable, but it's not that easy to do. Especially when you're getting overwhelmed by just repeating moves. Sometimes you can react, but your body just doesn't follow through.
The fuck.
Solid 2D into the Berserker Slash. Sorry, you were gonna say?
The fucked up thing about Leo's back turn overhead is that even though, if you look at the frame data, you could kinda deduce that, alright, this is slow enough so that I should be able to react to it. But when you look at the move, frame by frame, a lot of the startup frames are just empty frames where you just can't discern anything out of it. So that back turn overhead ends up being almost unreactable because you just can't see it.
Really solid air grab from Radune here. Yeah, and I think it's a very important thing to note is that the way in which things are reactable can't be easily measured just by frame data. Sometimes, especially when you're just being hounded by other moves, it's not as simple as just you have this many frames to react, just do it. You have a lot more things that are on your mind, and that's going to slow down your decision-making process.
Wow.
Solid 6B from Scatter.
Still get the
Playing
punish.
it spaced out now.
What? Spacing through each other? I guess that's bound to happen with two step dash characters. Very aggressive burst, keeping Scatter in the corner, missing the combo just by a bit.
And Radune, also, Leo, as much as we've been talking a lot about Giovanna 2D, Leo 2D is also really strong, has very few recovery frames, relatively safe on block, deals a lot of damage and sets up a lot for the Leo player on hit, so cannot be understated.
I think Geo doesn't have a far-reaching 5-framer, so unless you land the unless you land the 2D right in their face, it's not very easy for Geo to punish, right?
Now Radune actually going into set point. Scatter adds 2 points, quite a bit behind, but it's still possible. We've seen unlikelier comebacks. The Scatter definitely has the skill to still pull out an adaptation on Radune and respond to the way that they are playing.
Mankind knew that they duel one.
But not a whole lot of margin for error here. This time managing to hit the round start DP for potential pretty decent rewards. The anti-airs with just 5p. Jabs out of the sky.
Blocked Berserker Slash, and now Scatter is just running the aggression, getting what is, I was about to say, what could have been a really powerful punish on the DP. And unfortunately, using the 2d2 glows, Radune is able to hit the punish. But even still playing from behind, and on a blocked DP, Scatter gets the round.
Alright, we're alive. Yeah, look at that. The 2D.
Just as you were saying earlier, that 2D will beat the parry stun.
But now Radune is in, and here's where the fun starts for Leo players.
Oh yeah, I'm going to disrespect what you do. I'm gonna DP, better be ready for it.
Scatter is still very low on any resources whatsoever.
Yeah, no burst, not a lot of meter, just had the wall broken on them. They have the health deficit. Radune has burst and positive bonus building up their meter. They can do a lot now. Jump Butch actually trading.
Wow, that 2D from Giovanna, I guess, recovers decently fast still.
But even still.
Oh, there we go. There's the timing.
And with the punish, yeah, Radune's forced to burst. If Scatter had been able,
oh no! I think
the robbery with the DP.
I think that was the punishable timing or spacing, because Radune was really close to Scatter. In that place, 2P should have been able to do it. But now facing
command grab,
potential annihilation here. Another one. We started with 2. Are we ending with 2?
That's such a problem. Oh no, that's hit.
And that's gonna be the deal.
Yeah, Scatter was such a promising round before this, and unfortunately dropping the second round and into just the perfect. That was a tragic end. Scatter was trying their heart out to not go out losing like that.
Yeah, I think it was definitely partly the Radune factor that seemed to sort of throw out Scatter out of their game plan a little.
Yeah, the overwhelming pressure, the overwhelming Leo that never stops.
Did see some pretty decent success mid-game-ish when Scatter was able to space most stuff, or basically space Radune out from, you know, doing any wild stuff whatsoever. But then the shift once again, and Radune was able to find a way in frequently enough to not care much about anything.
And now next up we have Gamma as Soul, which is not their usual main. They said they're just playing around with the character and they're trying to learn it. So this is potentially week 1 Soul versus anime memes Ino.
Yeah, this is very early acquisition for Gamma. I think initially we were supposed to go in with like a much more a gentle matchup for Gamma, but I think somewhere along the week, Gamma just realized, all right, I think I can do this stuff. I think I can actually hang with the high level boys. So they specifically requested to not sort of go easy on them.
Yeah. They do have the advantage, you know, matchup-wise. Soul is really strong against Ino. I think it's undeniable. Their Soul's 5k and 2s deny a lot of what Ino is trying to do, so I wonder how much of that knowledge Gamma has been able to accrue since starting out. Now, as I say that, immediately there's a 5k getting a straight hit. Gamma doesn't get a full conversion off of it, but...
Yeah, starting out with the classic! Low profile stroke to B3.
Yeah, the Daru special burst bait stroke. And now Anime Memes opting to go for the wall break super, just, you know, getting positive bonus is very invaluable.
Yeah, but look at that 5k. That is such a button against the approaches from Ino. You know, it's no secret that Ino is gonna try to pressure reset you here and there with a frame or with a fast air dash. Often, your only defense against that is your fastest poke, and oh my god, does Sol do a lot of damage with their fastest poke 5k.
You just reminded me of a lot of trauma from playing my local Soul mains. But it's fine. Enemy Beam seems to just be trying their hardest to navigate the matchup. Gamma with a really solid 6B on the dive there. 2S as I'd said. Going for a grab. But YRC from Anime Meme's side saves him from it.
Nice, I like mixing it up. The previously sort of faked the stroke the victory, this time going with the forward dash instead. Floating past Kama's 2S.
And a really solid 6B to finish off the round.
Yeah, really the RPS is gonna play a big part of this matchup for both players. It's especially like the kind of neutral Ino plays is very, I always say very committal, very RPS-y. Like you have good options to call the opponent's options out, but you're very committed to whatever choice you go for. Oh wow, just a 5B chaps Anime Memes out of the sky.
Yeah, and Anime Memes bursting in between the two hits from Clean Hit Volcanic Viper, which is the more important burst timing against Soul. Clean Hit Volcanic Viper deals a lot of damage and is part of the most damaging combos we do. So being able to just deny that in a place where you're not going to be able to have your burst baited is important.
I really like the neutral movement from Anime Memes, kind of using your, because it's very hard to bait movement on Ino because you're sort of locked on particular trajectories. The kind of, you know, dash forward, FD break, small steps are really hard to do on Ino, but Anime Memes makes the best out of their weird forward dash so far, landing just outside of Gamma's strike distance.
Oh, just that dash up command grab. Sometimes that's all it takes. That's going to be a really damaging super. Look at that.
Especially with the wall break.
As a base deals about 250 damage on most characters. And it'll give you positive bonus from, you know, anywhere past mid-screen nearly.
This is the clean combo finisher. Anime Memes has a burst, doesn't use it.
It's really solid air grab. That's a second one we saw just in this match. Like, Anime Memes just has it on point. Like, you know, especially from the previous Guilty Gear games, is known as a character that has a very solid grab, very solid air grab, especially to help control kind of weaker zones in her neutral in the air. So seeing Anime Memes utilize that to their advantage is very good. One thing that I think we need to see from Gamma is on those full screen notes, just going for Grand Viper, because it's, or rather Vortex. Sorry.
Yeah, you have a couple of things that you can definitely do on reaction, or if you're close enough.
Yeah, Soul
like,
has Grand Viper as a very privileged button in this matchup. It's a lot harder to punish on Ino if you don't see it, if you're not already actively waiting for it. And yeah, really solid round, solid combo for Gamma. Oh my god, excuse me, my voice is.
And on the other hand, like it's oh wow, the 6S actually manages to touch Anime Memes there. Low profile frames of Stroke the Victory already over. Anime Memes is super like what's the word I'm looking for? Reserved with going in with Stroke the Victories, because a lot of those can be DP'd on reaction, I feel like, from Sol.
You definitely can. And also 2S is the kind of magic button for Sol in those cases. It recovers so fast that even if you're not catching a stroke, you can typically recover in time to block whatever else is being thrown your way.
Burst now sealed off from Gamma. But it's not done yet. Anime memes have to spend theirs to stay alive there, deeming that the next combo was gonna get the kill. Wow!
Whoa, the realization on that grab. That was really good. Again, anime memes just playing really mindfully, I feel. Just understanding what's able to go on. Unfortunate mistiming on the safe jump there. Typically after that, the jump dust, have the timing right on the jump dust, on the safe jump. Well, went for a reversal something, but didn't end up coming out. Now Gamma with an unfortunate drop.
Ooh, there we go. It was tight enough that time, not able to poke between. Oh!
Yeah, just the air super. Punishing Bandit Bringer that was about to come out from Gamma's side.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting, as if Gamma was kind of trying to ride the momentum and sort of escape Tatsu out of the corner, but Anime Me says no! That super hits super high.
Yeah, Fortissimo has a massive wide hitting range, and even if Gamma had blocked it at that point, that's a lot of frame advantage for Eno.
Well placed 6B, getting the heart knocked down, but nice maneuvering from Anime Memes once again. It's like you need a specific angle to go over that gunflame still. You either gotta be high enough or close enough.
Anytime you see an Eno with really clean movement, it's a joy to watch.
Yeah, I think it's the hard part about the character, because you are very exploitable if your angles are predictable, and man, can you make Eno's angles really unpredictable with some movement.
A really solid pickup. Realization taking a little bit of a more guaranteed route there to just get a little bit of extra damage before the scaling hits.
Wow, the round start too heavy, calling out Bandit Revolver while airborne. Now Gamma first finally getting to run some pressure, but Anime Memes quick Abare out of that situation, switch sides. Gamma back in there, hunting for the decisive hit. Now the decision, is Anime Memes gonna save it, gonna burst
really
it?
Solid backdash. I don't think Anime Memes ever burst here. I think you just keep it in case you need to go for the next round, and yeah. This is the biggest issue. 5K is such a problematic button against Eno's air approaches, because even on the all of her frame traps, it just trades with them, or even just wins outright depending on the distance that you were at.
Good punishes there. I think that was a punish on SDP.
Unfortunate misinput on the super. Because I don't think, typically you wouldn't go break the wall with jump slash. And the super does get input with the slash button, so. But even still, Enemy Memes just keeps going in, just keeps not allowing Sol to play neutral, which is really solid air grab. And now the frame advantage.
And finds the hit.
You just need to go for the high-low mix-up there and just make sure that your opponent doesn't know what to do.
I mean, a lot of these rounds have been super close, but it's the finishing touch, it's the experience that you can really see in Anime Memes' play here.
Yeah. Oh, another really solid air grab.
Oh, really interesting movement, faking the overhead going into a low. Very early wall break, sort of saving Gamma out here, back into the neutral.
That was really interesting because that was just going for the normal safe jump, but then just doing a little extra setup on the tiniest empty hover dash into low, which sometimes for players just going off of sound cues, you can hear the sound of that hover dash, your brain immediately goes, oh, an overhead might be coming, and then going for the low just can be enough to throw them off.
God, that's some superhuman bullshit right there. I mean, when you're
Really solid pickup, sending it back to the floor so that enemy memes can continue the corner pressure. Incredible 6B. Actually, but purposely dropping the combo to not get a wall break twice in a row. And it means realizing the power of just having corner pressure.
We punish on 5k. Gamma
On the last possible hit that they had, Gamma bursts, but it's not enough.
The angles are just so good for anime memes. It's like even though you have this very strong character Soul here, it's when you meet an Ino player that plays from such awkward angles, plays with the right buttons at the right spacings, I feel like Gamma sort of has to commit even more, and the times when they hit it home, they have to deliver. Lame. Landing a soft knockdown. There we go. Oh, but immediately the burst is available for anime memes.
Yeah, you just cannot allow the Soul player to run any sort of pressure like that. Ooh, unfortunate Gamma.
The dangerous burst once again.
Another overhead. Opting to go for the wall break with a super. Not quite enough to kill, but on a hard knockdown you get a safe jump here. And now, ooh. I appreciate the creativity on the PRC.
And the snipe. Wow. Anime memes. The presence of mind to break the throw, and then the quick Chemical Love sniping Gamma out of there. Whatever they were doing that time.
Chemical Love is actually surprisingly decent in this matchup for Strive standards. It catches a lot of, it manages to whiff punish a lot of what Soul might be trying to do at full speed, namely Gun Flame is a good one to be punishing.
Just almost on the precipice.
Oh. And there's the 2S. Look at that button. And Gamma needs to use it a lot more. In this matchup, in general it's such a good button for Soul, but in this matchup it should be illegal.
Yeah, I feel like Gamma has been attempting to utilize 2S quite a bit, but every single time it feels like anime meme seems to have either a very spaced heavy button or they're just dashing forward and ready to punish it. Wow, the pain of the throw!
Anime memes definitely has the pain of 1,000 losing matchups here, bringing them forward on this fight against Gamma. The experience is really showing. And now being on match point.
I've stood in this place over and over again, gotten hit by Soul's buttons. I know not to stand here.
I've been hit by enough Soul 5Ks that now I will abuse someone who's not just doing that to me. But hey, this is a really solid showing for a first week Soul from Gamma. Like,
yeah, for sure.
That cannot be understated. Gamma just put themselves out there with the confidence saying, no, I just want to go regardless of the outcome. I feel confident. I'm gonna go fight. And that said, that's something that you really have to appreciate.
Yeah, it's these adventurous players who wish to challenge. Oh, nice! I think drop the combo there on purpose to keep Gamma in the corner.
Yeah, but that's a risky position to be in because they can tech out of that wall when they're not just in the floor. But yeah, no, putting yourself in a position where you're just, yes, I will play against the stronger players on the character I've just picked up because, you know, that's how I am going to improve. That's something that you have to appreciate.
Yeah, it's a fact that you will learn much more from a loss than a win. So, you know, just going in saying I probably lose this, but
look at that combo.
Oh. Yeah, coming again from that very particular angle. Oh, drops the combo. That's
oh no. But that was just enough. Gamma actually placing themselves on the board. Is this going to be the reverse sweep? Could this potentially be Gamma just getting the 7-game download?
There's always a chance.
Oh, there's the 2S. Another 2S hit.
Well, Gamma really does find a lot of good hits now, all of a sudden.
Yeah, this is what happens. You play a few games, you start understanding neutral, you start knowing, recognizing the hits that have been kind of doing you in, and you use that to your advantage. And really clean round from Gamma, just, again, play the neutral really well.
Yeah, hitting a lot of combos better now as well. It's like, one of the things that has been plaguing Gamma is finishing combos properly. So as long as they manage to get some out of every single touch, manage to get a hard knockdown out of most combos, or not necessarily a hard knockdown, but a follow-up pressure, it's gonna be great.
See, that 2S just got enemy memes, you know, halfway through starting the hover dash. Like, that's the power of the button. It can't even, because Ino's air angles can be so shallow, you can get anti-aired by a lot of the lows that this character has. Oh, unfortunate drop and the blocked burst. Enemy memes with a final chance to go into a 3rd round here. The Vortex, as I said earlier, you can't full screen note against the Soul, but the jump back splash. Clutching out again, 2nd point. Just 5 more.
Maybe I'm starting to believe a little.
It was 6 games of data have just been downloaded. Gamma just acquired an entire neutral. The hardest point to get on a lot of these things can be the last. Now, enemy memes just making the most out of having relatively low scaling to just get the wall break super. This just kills here. Yeah.
Ooh, kind of cool. Anime is kind of saying, yeah, those 2 rounds, they're just a fluke, and I'm here to take this set right now.
Yeah, it's just so now on set point being put against the corner. Enemy memes just saying, I felt bad, I didn't want to 7-0 you. I'm gonna be nice to you. You can take those 2 points. But now, relentless. And it's going to keep going. He's going to take Gamma into the corner, but Tyrant Breath is going to hit that. That's going to do so much damage. Oof, there's 40% of your health at least.
If Gamma somehow manages to get in, Anime Memes doesn't have a lot of stuff to defend with. Nice, the punish on landing. Oh,
and the grab takes a round.
Gamma!
That went so close. Gamma, 1 more round, and you're out of you're out of the match point position again. Oh, really solid grab on the gap.
Nice use of the air dash forward.
Jumping over the 2S.
Oh, really hitting with those reversals.
Oh. Enemy memes?
Oh, that's actually a punish! That's so smart, because you can't cross, in that position when you're in the corner. Using the slow nature of BB to land a punish and sort of float past the nodes. But we're not done yet. Gamma with a lot of meter. Anime memes with the burst, however.
Yeah, just ripping it, just not wanting to deal with any of what Gamma is serving. Just here, now you can tell the enemy memes playing a lot more respectfully and just saying, showing a little bit of fear, showing a little bit of respect for what Gamma is trying to do, which can be a problem as Ino. As Ino, you don't want to show respect because you thrive on just kind of playing dirty.
Oh my god. It's so close!
The air grab to win!
Wow, Gamma was so close to living there. But before...
Gamma did super well. That's a very promising soul display. If Gamma just puts some time in, this is going to be terrifying. I'm already scared of of souls as a whole that
I think it was probably super important for anime memes to put an end to Gamma's march there, because they were clearly getting stronger in the matchup by the minute. All right, but before we get caught off guard, here's the next pair. So Loekkson, Nago, from back in the day, the Slayer player from Exer times. Now here on Nago versus a first-time competitor on Bounty Hunt is gonna be Extsy.
You know, name 2 more iconic duos than Finish and Slayer, and Slayer player and going into Nagoriyuki.
Yeah, if only Loekkson was also a Finnish player, but
Look, oh no, I'm confusing. I thought it was the what part of the meme. I'm so sorry. I thought Loekkson was they're. I'm not gonna try to assume. I am bad at this.
still a Nordic compatriot, Loekkson, a Norwegian keyboard warrior, here to prove that
You don't need no fancy fight sticks to win. Loekkson has been here before, shown really solid play on Nago. Already on level 3 blood. But Ecstasy showing the power of just playing up close against an Nago that's on high blood, because you don't want to give advantage to those massive normals. Now going to blow up.
Oh, that's gonna be a lot of damage. Oh, misses the combo though. Still a living chance. A punish on the SDP.
Solid 6H. Before Loekkson is able to get up to speed, but now just on the verge of going into level 3 blood. Loekkson just goes in, and now, yeah, the 5H on high blood.
I think this is one of the matchups where you probably want to go into high blood, into the level 2 as fast as possible to try to contain Soul at neutral.
Yeah, getting the buff to the normal range is such an advantage. Very good stuff. You know, forcing any character that wants to get close to you to put in extra effort to get in.
Oh, the reversal using
no!
blood rage.
And yeah, the full screen 5H. You will really struggle to deal with that.
There's no way either player took that into account there. Oh, but going bust. Trying to time it in some sort of a safe way, but no safe way out of there unless it hits OTG, I guess. Has escaped Tatsu out of the corner. Now fishing, ooh, deeming that strike was a little too risky to whiff. First has been used from Extsy.
Now, so has Loekkson used, but on level 3 blood, they can't afford to use any specials. And just going to blow up on their face on Meaty. The reversal!
Wait, I think the 5k wasn't in range to hit? Because that...
I think it was just the iframes from the super. I think Loekkson hit the blood rage burst meaty enough so that it was just on about neutral to be able to abuse the iframes from reversal super. That's what I think happened. Someone who knows more than me can probably correct me, but I do think that's what happened. Oh, those Hotashi setups.
Oh, they can actually... Oh yeah, X60 kind of had to RC there because the slowdown of the mask on was able to tell Loekkson that Vortex is actually coming. Man, why does it have to be Birthday Train? Oh, but the immediate burst.
What do you mean,
whipping.
why? Birthday Train's a great track. I am a Birthday Train enjoyer.
Alright, alright.
Oh, Bandit Bringer over the 2S. Really good at clearing the space, and now Loekkson not being allowed to play neutral right now.
Oh, the
Never
DP
mind,
up, though.
using the DP and forcing the burst out. Now, Loekkson, unfortunately, not at the blood level where they could control space as effectively as possible. But now, solid combo. Advancing forward to Fukyo, getting the grab out.
Oh! Wait, was that a whiff punish on 6 heavy from Nago? That was kind of sick.
I think to hit at that range, it would have been level 3 would have been needed. Loekkson just slightly miscalculated.
Nice, using the whiff recovery of that 5 heavy, able to get their way in and build up a decent.
Really solid combo. Yeah, you have to remember Nagoriyuki has the highest health pool in the game. So, you know, any combo that looks like it deals a third of Nagoriyuki's health would probably deal 50 to 60% to a lot of other characters.
Yeah, closing out that 5k, still not active. Throw out of the
Solid
skies.
air grab. Now Extsy just one hit away from getting the match.
Yeah, that BP definitely baits that throw here. Is it ecstasy? Do you pronounce it ecstasy instead of ecstasy?
I think I'd say ecstasy, but you know that.
It's definitely easier on the tongue.
I feel like that's the play on letters being done here.
Oh, but the 5 heavy from Nago takes the cake this time. Throw towards the corner. This is actually pretty decent position for Saul. Oh no! Delaying too
Loekkson
much.
just just played it patient and then just went for the grab. I think Extsy was hoping to catch something whiffing with the slowdown from Blue RC, and Loekkson just played it slow.
Yeah, liking that Nagoriyuki reversal throw quite a bit. It does have some extra range, being a big body character. Kind of similar range to Potemkin's normal throw. 50% damage done. You're not the only character who shits out damage on this screen.
Oh, catching the backdash with that far slash.
Wow! I wasn't ready for that.
Really solid blood-sucking universe, and now Loekkson just has free range for a little bit to do whatever, but it doesn't matter because the round's already over.
That is so dirty when you transition, like when you sort of transfer momentum from some of your forward-moving things into the immediate RC and then bite. You just can't see that coming. You're gonna almost be already jumping out when you see the RC come out.
Unfortunately, whiffing 2H is one of the most dangerous things you can do as Nago. And now, Extsy is just so close. Really solid 2H, forcing the burst out of Extsy, and now... Oh yeah, but with all of that meter, just to blow it all up, it doesn't matter. You just get the round win.
Yeah, speaking of the whiffed 2 heavy, that's gonna be one of the most premium ways for you to get in on Nagoriyuki as sole player. It has a lot of recovery, and, you know, compared to 5 heavy, which like hits really far as well, but it's often not really whiff punishable. If it whiffs, you can't really get a punish, and it just tends to tag you on block a lot of the times. 2 heavy, yeah, definitely offers you a window. But then the DP here, ooh, it's gonna be really close to a kill, but not quite, I would say. Get decent amount of blood back as well. Post situational, that definitely catches the backdash.
Oh. Yeah, just going over and then cloning, still using a normal with the clone out. That just covers a lot of options. And when you have the blood to spare, who cares? You get the round. Now Loekkson is very close to popping, has to be very careful about what moves they use.
with the madness in their eyes. That's a lot of blood coming back for Loekkson.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, they have a calculator in their brain just running. I use these normals and solid air grab and the clone to finish off the round. Yeah, I was saying they have the calculator running in their head, just ready, just thinking if I use these normals I get this much blood back, which means I'm gonna be able to Fukyo another 3 times before I pop.
Yeah, Loekkson has been calculating the blood pretty well after the first match. I think they were just kind of low on batteries. They were still charging, but now haven't been popping too much after that. Yeah, 6 heavy. Lots of disjoint, not burstable.
It's ridiculously disjointed. So many of Nago's normals. You cannot hurt that sword. That sword is folded 1,000 times over. It will not get hit by anything.
Another move that I definitely want to make you focus on is the 2S from Nago. A super difficult whiff button that is very hard to whiff punish for Soul.
It's a very similar button to Soul Zone 2S. Both of these characters on screen have very similar crouching slashes.
Yeah, only Nago's 2S kind of reaches double as far as Soul's.
Hey, now, you know, Nago is just about twice as big as Soul.
Fair,
look at the
fair.
difference in width. Look at the difference in width between these two men.
So good at staying outside of that DP range. I think not a single DP has been landed for Extsy so far. Nago also being one of those premium characters that basically get to bait bursts, bait DPs very comfortably after pretty much anything, because you can basically cancel anything into back Fukyo.
There was recently a video by Hotashi where it just shows how burst safe so many of Nagoriyuki's most common combo routes are. It's ridiculous how hard it is to burst against this character, especially with a player that has a lot of awareness to them.
I guess it's
But a
fair.
solid 5D actually launching into a combo. You don't see that often from a lot of characters where just raw 5D without a full charge still gives you combo out of it. But I guess that's the level of privilege that Soul has with 5k being 3 frames.
Oh, Lerkuss finding a big hit and has
And
the
now-
super as well.
Oh, and that's going to do us so much damage.
So close to a
Those two
kill.
guts. And it doesn't even matter if it's not necessarily the kill. The hard knockdown, the positive bonus, that was a lot. Lerkuss just has to wait a little bit for their blood level to go down. Or not, they can just use 5p.
Yeah, just punish the revolver. There was a little bit of RPS there if the second hit was coming or not, but that would have been insane for Extsy to let it rip. Finding a good combo.
Solid combo, yeah, and maintaining corner pressure, actually going for the wall break. Unfortunately, the 5H doesn't get there in time.
Yeah, I think that was a missing input on.
Good wake-up air grab from Loekkson.
Now here comes Nago once again. Nice interruption. I wonder, is Loekkson gonna pop? It's so close.
Loekkson is really close to popping. I think they were trying to go for the Bloodsucking Universe, but Extsy was just a bit faster and managed to get the grab.
Ooh, doesn't take any of those air jump shenanigans.
Yeah, Loekkson's air grabs have been on point. Controlling neutral with them is really great. Not neutral, sorry. Controlling the air with them
But
is so invaluable.
Abare from Extsy. Yeah, it's like Loekkson has been using the throw as a baseline defensive option so much that it's been from
Really
downtown.
solid 6H hit and then just going for the 6H OTG. It's just extra damage. It's just free. Okay.
Combos into
This is a setup. This is a setup. Yeah, Loekkson's in the driver's seat here. Oh no. This I think might just be death. Oh, doesn't manage to get the super.
Yeah, between the far slash sequence, getting the wall break. Ooh. I was like, is he actually gonna whiff punish that? The purple RC coming out while Soul is doing the 5k. 5k has decent amount of whiff recovery.
Yeah, that was nuts. Honestly, yeah, I wanted to say before about Nagoriyuki's air grabs is that they're such a good tool because, you know, obviously grabs being 2 frames in this game. They're such a good tool of controlling space for a character that typically doesn't go into the air very well, you know. Nagoriyuki is very good at anti-airing with stuff like 2H, but in terms of actually moving into that airspace and doing stuff...
Yeah, they kind of cover an angle where Nago kind of has difficulties reaching, and it's also good presence of mind from Loekkson, understanding how Extsy is moving, doing a lot of those double jump baits, and not letting them get away with it.
Yeah. And now, look at how close to popping they are, just now baiting with the normal, saying, I need some of my blood back, I need to make this gauge empty a little bit, but they just fook you anyway and go for a 5D.
Tried to start it up. Wow, wait, that was a whip punish, that's so sick! That's like once in a blue moon you see, you know, players able to actually whip punish that 2S from Nago.
And Extsy needs to play their heart out right now because this is set point. And as I say that, their burst gets baited and Lerkusson's just on the offensive now. Allowing Extsy to get out of the corner, unfortunately, from being too far away.
Oh my god, the footsies. Is this neutral game?
Ooh, punishing 5K once again, punishing the grab, and now
is he done?
Super.
I think it's done.
I think this just ends the set.
Yeah, comfortably. Wasireyuki doing so much damage. Yeah, Loekkson just played that really well. A very good mix of sort of control and madness. Just doing what Nago does the best, and not letting Extsy run away with any shenanigans whatsoever as well. All right. Now moving on, the last 2 matchups of the evening. This is gonna be interesting. We got a Fin Mirror.
We got some big hitters, yeah. Rygand and Eliitti versus Rygand versus Eliitti, and then Blonded versus Elda.
Yeah, the triumphous march for Eliitti in Bounty Hunters so far now is going to be tested with one of the, I guess, an OG gatekeeper of the Exert community, but now in their own right, basically last boss.
Gatekeeper of the Strive community.
I mean,
this is going to be Eliitti's chance to show that they are actually, you know, here to stay and here to prove a point. Well, Rygand's a very, you know, recurring competitor that does, you know, consistently really well in Bounty Hunters and in general as a player. So Eliitti, having been doing such big improvements rapidly after coming into this game, kind of has a little bit to prove. And as we say that, Rygand takes such a fast first round.
Yeah, Rygand is as OG as you can be in Strive. So in some perverted way, this is the old versus new, kinda. And when it comes to
as old as you can be with Strive.
Right.
To be fair, we're just 1 month away from this game turning 1 year old.
And Eliitti will have to play this really tight. If you give a chance for Rygand and Mei to run a train on you, Zato's probably gonna fall very, very fast.
Yeah,
oh, that was so
unfortunately,
cool.
Zato is made of plywood, and Mei is an entire freight train, full of pain.
Oh, the sick conversion, 5P!
Oh, really solid oppose there, still catching the vertical dolphin and allowing Eliitti to pick up into a round win. That was sick. That was really good. Really good positioning on Eddie there.
The oppose was active for so long. Drawing up a lot of hits from Rygand. Now plus frames from Beach Ball.
Ooh, crouching flash. Just advancing with Piers, making sure that you keep Rygand at an arm's length, because when Rygand gets close, this is what's gonna happen to you. Fly away.
Ooh, speaking of flying away.
Yes, we have two characters here who can fly. One of them because they have wings, the other one because they have a 5,000 ton anchor they can throw up.
Does it have a jet engine inside? Or not the mix?
I think it's just anime logic. If I throw the anchor and grab onto it, I'm gonna fly away with it.
Wow, Rygand was so close to like flash
Just
taking the first
dominating.
game, but
Yeah.
just in the nick of time, Eliitti was somehow able to sort of reverse that game around.
It was like Eliitti needed only one round to get a download. Now we're gonna see how does it keep going? How does these are two very obviously high level players, so it's not like the first match of a set is going to be very telling to how the entire thing is gonna go.
Yeah, and you can be sure both of these guys have practiced for this.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was just thinking about that. Rygand and Eliitti both have reputations for being big labbers, big grinders who just get ready for their matches in advance. They find good sparring partners. The air sword super. Oh, look at this pressure sequence. Would you have gotten hit by that? I know I did.
It's kind of interesting now that you say it's kind of flipped around, because in Exert, Rygand was known as the spontaneous guy who just would never lab, and it's kind of changed. They've really put in the time in Strive now, and it really does show.
Yeah. Oof, just a little bit. Eliitti almost got away there, but then Rygand getting the pickup and getting a little bit of unscaled damage, which turned out a bit unfortunate for Eliitti. And once again, a second match in a row, just already going to round 3. No one showing that much dominance. These are two titans facing against each other.
You're almost dead out of one combo.
Yeah, speaking of titans, Mei is terrifying. Deals so much damage.
Now, I mean, if there's a character who... finding the 2P, that was brave, but I mean, when you have infinite rewards, if that 2P wins you the match, I mean, might as well try.
Mankind knew
And now, one each. Yeah, Rygand being very patient, not striking into that oppose. Doing that would definitely prompt half of your life suddenly vaporizing. Another double jump D. Rygand has been using that to sort of reverse the situation, escape the corner now 3 times in a row, and it's been working out.
Yeah, that does seem to be the latest thing that Mei mains are really incorporating into their game plan is these very wild air movements with jump dust to get around the screen very effectively.
Ooh, the 5 PP, not quite enough. Eliitti not finding the RC, probably didn't have the meter there.
Eliitti did have meter to RC. I was actually surprised they didn't. This might... Okay. It breaks the wall a bit earlier than I expected, so Eliitti is still just barely alive.
Oh, I think Rygand hit a button.
Yeah, Rygand was charging a 6H, and Eliitti just taking advantage of that.
Yeah, no drifting with blue RC or any shenanigans like that. Just raw super, clap it out. I know Eliitti likes that quite a bit, especially when they're, about to kill the opponent after a wall break.
Look at that damage, Mei, we've been talking about how hard Mei hits, but Zato is no joke on the offense either.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Zato historically...
drift backwards RC to go into a 2H from under.
Eliitti with a lot of meter to spend. What's it gonna go on? We haven't seen the
Probably
YRC.
YRC, yeah. Oh, okay, getting the burst out of Rygand. Drifting forward with a PRC.
Oh my god, drifting or jumping straight into Eliitti's arms.
And just playing ping pong with Rygand. Eliitti taking a second point.
Wow, the 5P. That requires so much bravery, because if you think about the damage discrepancy there, how much damage you're gonna take with that dolphin versus like one 5P. Gosh. Eliitti taking the corner as well.
And then the jumpies.
Trying to score the kill without Eddie. Finally gets the summon back.
Yo,
wow. From what angle?
Well, where did Eddie come from? Why was he there?
Coming in to help from the Eddie dimension. Rygand
Eddie comes precisely from where he is needed.
That was a super deadly YRC from Eliitti. After that, Rygand kind of had spent all of their resources and was forced to block pressure from Eliitti.
Eliitti just opting to go for the burst here early on, getting an anti-air 2H. Unfortunately, Rygand gets launched so far that the combo can't continue. But
that's really weird. I've never seen the too heavy bounce the opponent in the wrong direction like that.
Oh, killing Eddie with a 5H now, forcing Eliitti to be on the defensive here. With a 6-speed to clash with the ball, that's really smart. You know, Zato's 6-speed hit is, you know, obviously very disjointed and hits very high, so it makes sense that you try to use it to block the projectile that comes from directly above.
And with the basic, Zato pressure seals the deal and manages to build up a little bit of a momentum lead here.
Yeah.
Rygand not faced though.
Gold burst into immediate sword super. Eliitti just wants to have the Eddie gauge here. But lets it run out. Now, unfortunately, because of the FD usage, doesn't have the second bar of meter, now builds it back up. Goes for the sword super, which immediately breaks the wall. So Eliitti is able to just go and keep going.
Ooh, what a tech from Rygand!
Eliitti's just being relentless here, just saying you're not gonna get any sort of breathing room. I don't want to let you do anything.
YRC and the thick throw setup once again. Now Rygand somehow has to find a way out of this. Manages to persevere through the puppet, but deadly trade there. I guess would have usually been in May's favor, especially being a heavy button, but at that life disadvantage.
Oof. That's a messed up starter. That's close slash, right? May's close slash that hits where it feels like it shouldn't sometimes. Here it just did a lot of damage to Eliitti. Thankfully. Ooh, command grab. Getting Eddie back.
Yeah, Eliitti has been starting to control that airspace from Rygand, not letting. Oh, again! Clap it!
Once again.
Well, that was smart. With the 50 meter, able to save themselves and keep the pressure going.
But it's still very good for Eliitti to be, you know, Eliitti came into this reset position with a positive bonus that gives you a lot of meter, so forcing your opponent to sacrifice the little meter that they have, it is definitely not an equal trade. It is not 50 meter for 50 meter.
Ooh, finding a low, plus frames out of the beach ball. 6B is blocked.
Really solid defense from Eliitti, but how long can they keep it going? Not long enough.
Yeah, eventually you're gonna crack, especially after all of that. Rygand still had built 50 meter and was ready to pressure reset it once again. Nice, eliminates the little shadow.
Yeah, now's the time to apply pressure.
Ooh, perfect space too heavy. That's a kill!
Yes!
My dude! Yeah, in an earlier match, we were talking about that 6B not necessarily being the best anti-air button for May, because it doesn't convert into anything. But this button, too heavy, definitely does.
And it's disjointed as fuck. It is just what May needs for situations like that, especially with a character that kind of hangs around the air a little bit like Zato flying.
Important break, getting an oh yeah,
Solid 2H.
good burst. That was gonna be half of Rygand's life. Getting the 50 meter to extend the pressure. Eliitti getting out there pretty unscathed.
Yeah, just waiting for the Eddie to come back. Now with the gauge, just applying pressure, trying to find a hit with the unsummon, getting the entire Eddie gauge back. Now,
Oh my god, there's so many schmixes.
there's the layers of mix are insane right now. Eliitti gets little guy back, but might just die here. Oh, Eliitti once again continuing to try to 6B the beach ball to get the clash, but a slight mistiming and you just get counter hit.
Really strong start here. Is probably gonna get the wall stick.
Yeah.
Just a little too far from being able to use the Sun Void and reset the Eddie gauge. Now Rygand with a chance.
And I think in this situation, it's not even just the Eddie gauge reset, but the positional advantage from getting a hard knockdown would have been really good because Rygand's just able to set up pressure right away so far as to actually take the round.
Alright, we're evening it out. Eliitti had a little bit of a run.
But it's fine. Rygand's getting the adaptation in, and now Eliitti has to go for the counterplay as well.
Whenever
Solid 5P contest.
Whenever you're playing against Mei, the momentum is bound to.
Oh, really good anti-air air grab?
Yes, he doesn't want to let Rygand get away with that free jump and the jump Ds. Gotta keep them in the corner.
Yeah, now just being patient, waiting for the Eddie gauge, but unfortunately gets hit while trying to play defensive. Forced to burst, and now with the Eddie behind. This is a ping-pong situation. Rygand is back in the corner, very low health. Yeah, there's no use bursting here.
God, I love that so much. Zato has really steroid 5P and 2P, but I mean, naturally they will not go into much, but the use of RC will allow you to waste time and, you know, go into a decent setup with your Shadow. Speaking of getting the Shadow back, the command grab, perfectly placed 2S, catching Rygand, trying to Dolphin out. Oh, this time blocking it. Rygand was going with that setup, sort of the air dash land and then into a low earlier. This time,
Yeah.
Eliitti on top of
Going
it.
for the left-right mix-ups and the high-low mix-ups all at the same time, forcing Eliitti to be extra attentive. Ooh, the 6H still finds a hit. Solid 6B.
Wow! Which side and high or low?
Yeah, no, Eliitti has been contesting Mei's 6H quite a bit, which is, you know, it's the correct thing to do, but you put yourself at risk of just getting messed up if she lets go of the button.
Yeah, it's taking that button on block, fully charged 6 heavy into like a dolphin. That's a lot of risk that you kind of don't want to take. So I guess sometimes you just gotta challenge it, especially if you know your opponent is prone to charging that.
Yeah, exactly. But if the opponent just leaves it, lets it go a little bit earlier than you expected, you're prone to getting one of the biggest counter hits possible. You will take so much damage. Oh,
Speaking
really
of counter
solid
hits,
2H anti-air, and then the Among Us a super into just more combo afterwards. Just you manages to hit on a meaty.
Far slash hitting high enough to catch the up dolphin from Rygand.
And 5H killing the little guy. So Rygand's in a good position now. And now Yamada.
Solid 60% or
Look
more.
at that.
Wait, that's
That's 80% at least. And then a grab on wake up. Oh no. That was a scary amount of damage.
Huh, you think I belong to the 60% clubs? Fools. Ooh, nice patience there, waiting for their turn to poke the little guy. And now Rygand mounting an offensive position, catching Eliitti jumping out. Early wall break, not letting Rygand get. Ooh, wait a second.
Oh, Okay, going for the
I think that was a super hard read on a round start Dolphin, maybe trying to get like a gold burst.
Just going for the unorthodox play, hoping it would catch something. But now 4-4. This is a very good set. Both of these players are showing, you know, the incredibly high level of preparation that they have. And yeah, speaking of characters with big combos, look at that damage.
6B into a hard knockdown. Ooh, doesn't get a setup, unfortunately. And now, how are we gonna get out of this corner situation? Rygand fishing. Lands the big glow slash. Ooh, nice movement from Eliitti. Sees the double jump D and catches Rygand on landing. However, Rygand doesn't want to chill around there for too long.
Going for the Pierce.
Ooh,
and the 6B closing out the round.
Looked like kinda as if it was late, but you know, still catching Rygand on the landing frames, I think.
Oh, command grab. 2H. That's a really respectable amount of damage for being basically a 4-hit combo. Well, not basically, it was a 4-hit combo. And wow. Rygand didn't enjoy having lost out on the previous round and just took a very fast one. It's a round for who pulls ahead. Potentially building up momentum.
Oh, that's 2 touches. 1 more to go. And Eliitti doesn't have defensive resources.
But just a very mindful grab is all that it took to... the jump slash
Guilty Gear! Jesus Christ! And so ready to bait the burst as well.
So this is the moment where the difference in player skill between myself and Eliitti would show. Because I would just tilt off the face of the earth after having that happen to me. But I think Eliitti is just the kind of player that is just going to keep going.
Yeah, I think...
Rygand is just 1 point ahead. Ooh, but that said, that is 50% right away off of the round start.
Ooh, cool conversion.
And I didn't even see that was an overhead. The sword super catching after the burst. Now, unfortunately, no Eddie gauge.
Right, at least for Eliitti now, Rygand is not gonna have a lot of meter for a while. And working with the corner as well, there's basically only the universal mechanics. Managed to get out of the corner though. YRC. Whoa, wait a second.
2P. That was just 2P.
I think Eliitti went for 2S there, trying to catch backdashes maybe. And,
yeah.
And Rygand, despite being minus there, 2P is just too fast.
That was just a hard call out. And I guess you can afford it because, you know, Rygand had the health advantage, and at that point, even if you do get counter hit there, you can afford losing 1 interaction when the risk reward is you might win the round, which is what happened.
And we've seen so many perfects. I mean, these are characters who build momentum really fast. And you don't even need a lot of momentum. It's like a couple of touches and the opponent just gets deleted. Now the last bits of Rygand's meter spent. The dig throw out of jump B deals so much damage. Eliitti building the burst back. Yo!
Oh!
Fire!
5H. And now Rygand.
Wow, Eliitti had a small lead at the start of the set, but Rygand was able to swing back into an advantageous position, and now it's Rygand with 6 points.
Set point, exactly, and Eliitti's 2 points behind. Has to just pick up the pace a little bit now.
Again, Rygand just manages to find...
That jump ass actually manages to kill Eddie, so... Oh, what is it? Yo, who needs Eddie? Who needs Eddie?
Solo
when you've got combos like that.
immediate burst there from Eliitti. Doesn't want to mess at all with the pressure coming from Rygand, and a good 6-speed to seal the deal. Yeah, this is the position that is gonna require nerves of steel from Eliitti. Because you're playing against one of the most explosive characters in the game. Luckily, you're also one of the most controlling characters in the game, as long as you get to, you know...
As long as you get to not get blown out.
Right.
And there it is, the Drunkard Shade. Controlling Eddie, positioning Eddie perfectly to be ready to pick up.
Here we go, once again. Diving underground, trying to bait the burst from Rygand, but Rygand saying, no, I don't need to do it yet. Oh, that's so close. I think that will actually kill right. Yeah. And now the decisive point where the fate of Eliitti is decided. Are we gonna live to fight another game? Or is this it?
Oh, not looking good at the start, but it's still not over.
The burst doesn't get a chance to use it. Now this burst, Eliitti still has it, but it's gonna be almost impossible to pull off a good one. And there it is.
The 2S, that button is just too strong.
I mean, both characters having a strong 2S, but I think Mei with a little bit more disjoint there, or perhaps the perfect timing. Either way, Rygand blocking the advance for now. It was very close still, and it could have gone either way as well. Yeah, in my heart, that does solidify Eliitti as definitely one. I would say maybe like top. I want to say top 3, but maybe definitely at least top 5 players in Finland right now.
Yeah, so powerful, and you know, this is still early on. There's still so much to go.
Yeah, being able to hang in there with Rygand like that is no small feat at all. That was definitely some good ass Guilty Gear right there. And we've got one more to go. Speaking of good ass Guilty Gear. Making their returns here. We got 2 extremely dangerous dangerous players. We got Blonded, aka Diogo, from the Portuguese community, I think.
Yeah, Diogo is one of the strongest Strive players we have around. Notorious for just being an all-rounder, playing a lot of characters, just kind of picking characters, and within a week being very powerful with them, and and contesting and representing the brand new newly formed team Manel Esports. So, you know, shouts out to these guys organizing. And while we wait for Elda, I'm gonna take a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, Elda standing, or is going to be standing, exactly in the same place as last week. The right cabinet. A stalwart challenger to hold down the fort while the rest of the Finnish Potemkin players are no more. And Diogo, I think this guy is like very deceptive. Playing a lot of characters doesn't necessarily let you pinpoint. I usually myself have to watch a couple of games from a particular player to sort of be able to discern their true strength. Diogo has been jumping between Kai and Zato. Stellar performance on both of those. I think this will be the match that decides basically sets them in their rightful place in my calculative sort of in my tier list in my own head. Going against Elda Potemkin, one of the strongest in Finland.
Yeah, I would say I would confidently say Diogo is one of the strongest in Portugal and Strive right now. So, and this is bound to be a good matchup. Unfortunately, not seeing the Zato from Diogo, because that is the character that I'll always love seeing. But their Kai is also really strong. Oh. Yeah, I think for good measure, always having the Finland versus Portugal match in Bounty Hunters, it always seems appropriate.
Yeah, it's sort of been like a classic ever since that one. What was
ever since Strive Cup?
Yeah, Strive Cup. Sort of the trigger that united our two humble Guilty Gear regions. And now it's time to watch another thriller.
I do know that that Diogo isn't super confident in the matchup. I think they are a bit scared of the Potemkin. I mean, who wouldn't be, especially when you're having to play against Elda, but we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, especially since Elda sort of took care of Snail Tiger a couple of events ago.
Oh yeah,
in a pretty convincing fashion, or not sure.
Realization of the charge fireball going for the flick there. Good spot on Elda, but still, we're seeing just some honest footsies right now. As I said, honest.
Elda has so much meter to work with. Potemkin with meter is like one of the classic
solid
most
5-speed call out.
Ooh, using the Kara slide head.
Yeah, Elda's just kind of taking their time, just not being callous about it, just playing it slow, knowing that, like realizing that Diogo is just, playing it a bit slow, playing it calmly, and the Buster gets the first round.
You bet your ass there was an option select there into a PRC in case that Buster missed.
Oh, trying to go through the armor, but unfortunately the overhead slash, direct land, that's what I was saying. Just not coming out fast enough. Gold burst on the whiff.
Ooh, very nice cancel.
Oh, Udrak over the slide head, and now Elda attempted to go for I think it would have been the reversal flick. But unfortunately, that wasn't enough, and now Diogo with a health advantage just needs to keep playing neutral slowly as they have been, but oh, there goes the health advantage.
Yo, the side switch!
Fast RC side switch!
Oh, that's enough! I wonder if that was a purposeful drop there in between to sort of reset the combo and not break the wall. Either way, that worked out for Elda very well. That was what a reversal of momentum. It was looking very good for Diogo there for a moment.
Oh no, on the first frame after the guard crush, or after the dizzy, in fact, just getting the pot buster. Immediately so much damage, going for the heat knuckle, but Diogo blocks it.
Oh, that was clean. Whiffing the flick attempt, but still ready to anti-air Diogo on the way in. And probably a conscious decision to use 5B instead of 6B for the faster startup as well.
Yeah. Especially when you're not at danger of getting hit yet, you don't need the disjoint from 6B just yet. And now, ooh, very solid little sequence. Not even going for meaty fireballs, kind of respecting Elda's ability That said, respecting Elda's ability to flick them back potentially, or even going for something like a backwards Mega Fist if it's not properly timed.
Yeah, and if you try to go for that, you know, meaty, heavy fireball.
Solid 6B.
Ooh, nice, chooses the trajectory perfectly, gets out of there. Not getting into a perfect position in the pressure, so back to neutral we go. Wow, 2S into 2S! The combos!
So many footsies from a Potemkin player. Typically you see Potemkin players, you know, basically doing this. And the fact that Elda is so conservative about when they decide to go in just shows how terrifying they are. How much thought is going on inside of that steel helmet.
Yeah, and on the other hand, they gotta play it pretty calmly because this is a very strong opponent. You can't really rush it or you get exploited.
Definitely.
First there, blowing Elda back into the corner.
And the blocks on the slide head.
The heart bait attempt, but Elda doesn't burst. Uh-oh.
Double Garuda into the wall break. And 6-8. Break it. A lot of damage, but Blonded isn't necessarily out of it yet. Are seeing to get some good corner carry, just trying to get Elda into that precarious corner position, but now with 100 meter. Like, Yo just has to respect it, and Hammerfall armor carrying through. And giving Elda the combo.
Yeah, not a whole lot of stuff you can do there unless you are grounded. Garuda lands. Oh, here we go. The delay trying to catch. Wow! So fast.
Rift RC Buster! Now the burst at the last possible second. Diogo just has to play some magic here, just play perfectly, but unfortunately the whiff to grab a bit too early. Loses a third point to Elda.
Wow, Elda looking just as strong as against Snell Tiger. It's not like it's really funny because Blonded is kind of controlling the neutral for the most part, but
yeah, but I mean, the biggest issue is you make a few mistakes and you lose a lot to them.
Yeah, it's basically how Potemkin plays. It's you have much more health than your opponent. You can take the hits. You keep, you know, going into RPS after RPS after RPS until you get it right, and then explode. Again, really nice cancel.
Jump over the slide head.
I love that cancel. I think that's
another really good backdash from Elda. Then just a walk-up Kara Buster.
Yeah, cashing out on the respect of Blonded. Wow.
Yeah. Conditioning your opponent to respect you and then making sure that they regret showing that respect is definitely a difficult position to be in when you're on the receiving end of that.
Great with punish there, 2D starting the sequence from Elda. Here we go. The DP is good.
Solid 6H, such a good button, and probably the best thing Kai has in this matchup to contest those big buttons from Potemkin.
Wow, immediate hits confirmed.
It's the best thing you can do, gets a hard knockdown, deals a really reasonable amount of damage. Oh, but an unfortunate jump slash. And there we go. Okay, we're on the play. We get the round.
But it's the eternal problem. We gotta get another one to get the game. Ooh, cheeky getting there. Heavy fireball out there and a big starter.
It's another case when if you can see, it goes both ways. Because Elda's obviously being very respectful of what Diogo is doing as well, so. Oh, another RTL. Very little scaling. It's just Potemkin that has a lot of health.
Ooh, Elda using FD there, pushing Diogo away, not getting that instant overhead mix-up.
And then the 6-8 frame trap. Diogo gets on the board.
Yeah, I think it's that same frame trap that has been working up for Diogo, getting them some pretty big rewards, especially on the right side of the corner. Let's see if they manage to find it consistently enough to get ahead, or they can get further in this matchup before Elda builds up too much momentum.
It's good. I mean, that's what you're trying to see. These players, there's no doubt that both of them are very good, so of course they're going to adapt to what's going on. I don't think anyone here is going to go down for free.
And Elda is so good at, once again, after the whiff, immediate reaction, gets the anti-air.
We are seeing out of the Buster, going for another one. Is this going to whiff punish? It does. You know? Oh!
There we go!
Oh my god! And still gets a wall break. This is so good. Now back to neutral. We're one interaction away.
Diogo has been hunting for that
The
burst pick for so long.
terrifying, the big man charging forward. And US gets the round. That was in a very dire situation. Oh, Elda grabbing the whiffed grab from Diogo.
Yeah, the Garuda bringing Elda a little too close for comfort, able to be DP'd there. Good recognition from Blonded.
Here's the kyuukei.
Goes into a conversion. Yeah, Elda doesn't have their burst available, so any hit is an opportunity to deal some damage.
And there it is. Quite a bit of damage. Diogo just kind of showing that they had the adaptation. They just needed a little bit of a download.
Spent the 50. Oh, but too far away. Good prediction from Diogo.
That was really good spacing. Just playing it chill. And getting a second point. Building up a little bit of momentum. Will this be enough to pull ahead?
I love Diogo's use of the flip kick at neutral. Just being able
to avoid lows and whiff punish them, and even just gaining screen space on Elda, which is kind of one of the most important things you need against Potemkin. Is you need to be able to gain on them, be able to get up close without being just swatted away by the big normals.
Oh, that close Garuda is gonna lead into a Buster finish. But now Diogo also has a lot of meter to play with.
Yeah, we've seen some very big conversions off of here. Going for a little bit of a burst bait now, grabbing in the corner.
Oh, the late air dash!
Yes.
Or the late back air dash. Ooh, messes up the, I believe the
Ooh, good PRC, but unfortunately, the Mega Fist combos out and gets the round.
Ooh, no whiff punish on the jump D. Another good reaction anti-air. 5B flicks or snaps. Blonded out of the sky. However,
Classic Kai grappler move, just run up and grab.
wow, actually, I think Elda actually whiffed the throw there and as a punish, sort of like a whiff punish, a throw with a throw.
Yeah, it did show up as a punish when Diogo threw. So, oh, that's blocked.
Yeah, and the optimal Elda knows you can jump over, get the corner.
Get the corner. Now the burst comes out. A lot of slide heads.
Of course. I think Elda was just sort of, with that amount of meter, basically telling Diogo, alright, show me the jump. However, I have the 100 in the pocket.
Yeah, they could have cancelled into anything, and I think it would have either been the Heavenly if Diogo did a higher up approach, or just, as we saw, the regular Buster. Really aggressive start from Elda. We haven't seen this yet, really. I think Elda's just realizing that Diogo's getting a little bit too comfortable in the neutral now, so trying to play differently.
Wow, the 2S just hit so high. Ends up being an accidental question mark anti-air. Pull them back.
Oh, wow.
OTG? Yes, indeed.
OTG 6K.
Ooh, this time the 2S doesn't get there in time. Nice backdash, bait the throw. Ooh, big one. And Diogo has the meter as well. Decides to not use it. Smart stuff.
Oh, unfortunately, doesn't block the jumping slash from Elda. Run up grab. 6H hitting OTG.
Ooh,
And a grab for the round win.
that's kind of cool. I haven't seen that before. Flip kick into like a quick RC drift downwards.
I think it's for the fastball. Oh, the shimmy! The footsies from Diogo. On point.
And back in there. Ooh, all right, good defense. Diogo manages to avoid most of that. But now, where is the big damage gonna come from? Good burst once again. Diogo is so good recognizing the spacings where they can actually DP or burst against those Garudas. Here we go, spent the RC.
There's definitely gonna have been a lot of lagging going into this.
Oh, the drift forward. PRC has a very...
There's still a dream to be lived here. Oh, good DP, but unfortunately, the jumping slash still catches.
That was actually... I think that DP had to happen there. If Diogo doesn't somehow manage to get out of that situation, they had 0 meter. They would have basically been killed if Elda goes Garuda.
Oh, sorry.
Very nice. With punishing the strike on the ground, and now... Oh, barely whiffing with the 6 heavy. The button of choice for Diogo so far in the corner. Hunting for that counter hit.
It covers so much ground that it really feels like it's the main thing that that Diogo is forced to go for.
Yeah, it's kind of like the workhorse button in a lot of matchups, and definitely seems to be Diogo's favorite button here as well. Here comes the Buster,
So
though.
much damage, and now with the fast RC.
Ah,
Just shy of being dead. But yeah, there it is.
Ooh, good trade for Elda. 2D scoring the heart knockdown. However, the neutral goes on. Oh, the backdash making the throw whiff. Here comes Elda, so much damage done. RC.
So many mega fists, and
Forced.
now, yeah, forced to just FD so much. All of Diogo's meter was just gone, and another 5B contest.
Good recognition. That was probably the last point where Diogo could have bursted. Going with the late air backdash jump heavy once again. We still have a chance. Making sure that they don't break the wall prematurely.
Backward mega fist, unfortunately. Too good.
Yeah, basically one of the staples of Potemkin defense in the corner takes you off the ground extremely fast, followed up with a good hitbox in case they try to poke at you.
Elda on match point. And in a very dominant position already, just... Oh, that's a round. So fast. Elda started off the set playing so patiently, and then the moment that Diogo became a bit too comfortable in playing neutral, Elda just turned down the aggressivity to 11.
It's like Elda tried to bait it, but didn't bait it long enough.
Yeah, Elda just delayed their burst, recognizing, I think, because Diogo has done that same burst bait before in the set, I think Elda just decided to be a little bit patient. Now, waiting out the backdash. Good recognition.
The whip punish on the 2D doesn't get there in time.
And now there's a Potemkin walking forward at you.
Oh wow.
Then there's a lot of meter from kyuukei here. This is potentially dangerous for Elda. Just one solid hit from Diogo here
Yeah, there
will
we
spell
go.
the end. So
the
Diogo
fast
has
5D.
one more chance at not being in the set point position. Diogo can still take a good backdash. Think of recognizing that Elda was delaying doing any meaty options to go for a buster.
Getting a little too close for comfort. The DP momentarily gets still to the corner. But God, Elda is just...
The 6H hitting at just the edge, and now jumping out of the buster.
But waiting for the burst once again. But where is it? Elda is not gonna fire it. Getting extra
Elda
value.
is much too patient. And
catching the backdash!
catching the backdash! This is so much damage. Diogo once again respecting the burst option, but it might just not come. It never came! Elda just kept being patient and just knowing that Diogo would bait themselves into dropping a combo.
But
And that's exactly what happened.
I mean, that's the RPS. You go for the big money, but, you know, especially against Potemkin, who can afford to hold it for much, much longer than a lot of other characters. In the end, it's Elda who baits the burst at the last moment. How is Elda so patient? I don't get it. It's kind of like it's just static, stable, same gameplay over and over. It's Elda has a game plan, and they're not deviating it from one bit. It's like, okay, sometimes you get something wrong, sometimes you guess wrong, sometimes they get around here and there. It doesn't matter. Don't deviate from the plan. Just keep playing the same way you do, and you have the consistency to come ahead in the end. Damn. All right. Well,
Yeah, that was nuts.
the last player crowned victorious, we have reached the end of our event today. Another really good week. And-
This week was full of really stacked matches. It's been very good. Everyone that keeps joining just keeps playing better and better and giving us incredible content to play with.
Yeah, lots of back and forth action as well. Well, as per usual, we do this every week, so if you want to sign up for a next event, the signups are gonna go up for a couple of days, starting very soon. They will usually be up till Wednesday. Get your name in there. We'll pick a good matchup for you and see what you got. Next Sunday, 5 p.m. CEST. That said, do we have any other Strive events on the horizon?
We have, coming on Tuesday, hosted by Latif, we have a European team battle. We've got Team Zebi versus the newly formed Team Ho. I'm going to actually be on the microphone there. So if you want to see that, that's at the same time as Bounty Hunters happens, but on Tuesday. So show up on Tuesday to Latif's stream. Everyone's welcome. Come support some fantastic gamers. 24 players are going to be playing. It's going to be a very, very powerful event. But yeah, thank you for letting me shout that out.
Yeah.
GK. And thank you once again for hosting this weekly event.
Hell
And thanks
yeah.
everyone who joins in and plays for us.
All right, let's see. Where are we gonna dump our viewers? Have CarrotOfWisdom streaming at least. Let me check one thing quick. Yeah, we'll send you over to CarrotOfWisdom, one of the players in our random select match earlier. Alright.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for playing. Thank you for watching. Thank you everybody involved. We're gonna see you again next week. Same time, same game. Till then, stay safe. And
next week is number 50. That's nuts. How many weeks has been going on? And by next week, we should know more about season 2. So that's exciting.
oh right, because they were gonna have the talk with
On
the
Wednesday.
yeah.
Do you think we're seeing a new character?
Maybe. I'm more excited about season 2 overall gameplay changes, maybe on the universal mechanics and stuff like that.
Even if they show Sin?
All right, I guess Sin would be okay-ish.
All right, well then, again, thank you for hosting once again. Thank you everyone for watching.
Yeah, see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. What an event. That was so sick. Again, thank you for letting